the most common word in English is the word the. But why is the most common word in English? Well, let's take a look what the actually is, what is it like in other languages, what can we learn from this, and much, much more in this video. So let's get immediately into it with the. What is the? Well, you see, the is a definite article we have in English. Now, in English, we only have one definite article, and we'll get onto other languages soon. But what can we learn from the word the, and why do we use the instead of, let's say, a or n? Well, as you probably know, a and n are not the, right? These are different words. Now, why are they different words? Well, let's examine it, right? So, let's say you go into a restaurant and the waiter comes up to you and it's like, what do you want to order? And you say, I want to order a croissant. You don't say the croissant because the is definite. So you want the specific croissant if you're saying the croissant. But if you say a croissant, that means any croissant is fine, right? As long as you bring me a croissant, I would eat it, right? So this is the big difference. So another example, say you're on a jeep and you're exploring the savannas in Kenya, right? And you see an elephant. Would you say, look at the elephant or look at a elephant? Of course, what makes sense here is the elephant, because you are saying to look at the specific elephant. In a similar case, you could say, oh, look, an elephant. An elephant because it's any elephant, it's not a specific elephant here. They can also be used to describe things that only exist one time. For example, the sun. There are no multiple suns, there's only one sun, it exists one time. Or the moon. There are no multiple moons. You could now say that there are other stars and other moons, but moon is just the name we have for our moon, right? But for example, in Mars they have Deimos and Phobos, right? It's not the moon, it's Deimos and Phobos, although those are names, and the names don't take either the or an. So for example, you don't say the Andrew or an Andrew, you would say Andrew, because that's the correct way we have in English. Now in other languages, that is not necessarily the case. As I said, we will get into other languages soon. But sticking to English, let's take a look at the word the a bit in depth, right? So the, it's spelled T-H-E. That seems a bit over-exaggerated, don't you think? Before we figure out optimizations on the word, let's see why TH should not be the correct way to spell it. And instead, the correct way to actually spell the should actually be with D-H-E. Now you might be wondering, why D-H-E and not T-H-E? What's the difference here? So you see, the and the are different sounds, right? But th and the are the same sound, just one is voiced and one isn't. Basically, when you say the word the, right, you're not saying the, right? You're saying the, right? The is like for words like think or thought or thing, right? But not the. You don't say the, right? So the problem I have with th is that t is not voiced, which means that as soon as you add the h to it, it should not become the, it should become th, because t is already not voiced. So where does that voice come from, right? Instead, since we are looking, since th makes th, right, and that's just because t is not voiced and you add the h, which becomes th, right? What should happen is that the should be the same idea, but we should get the voiced equivalent of T, which is D. Because when you're saying T, it's not voiced, but when you say the, it's voiced. So DHE is a more accurate representation of the word. However, why do we need a like two letters to represent this? Like, why don't we get a single letter that solves all of our problems? This is where little thorn comes in. Now, thorn is a unique letter because this letter used to be in English. However, it's not in English anymore, as you know. So, what happened to this letter? You see, this letter slowly died out after the introduction of the printing press, because European European print presses did not have this letter, because this is not a letter we have in any other European language. So they didn't quite care about this letter, so they didn't put it on the printing press. So writers started using a Y to represent the thorn letter, so that it can, because it was the most accurate letter they had towards that, right? And since that wasn't very practical, because you couldn't really tell when it was a Y and when it was going to be a the and when it was going to be the, people just started using TH, and we kind of got assimilated into TH after that, and that's why thorn died. Now, as you see, most people don't say the like me, and some people like to say the, but the majority of the people say the. Now, as you heard there, that is not either an E nor an E, it's more something in between. So, is a vowel we have in English that actually is not represented in a letter, and in fact it's the most common vowel in English. So what can we do to fix this? Well, bring a letter for that vowel. Now, what letter makes that sound? You see, in Azeri Turkish or in the International Phonetic Alphabet, we actually have a letter for this sound, and it's called a schwa, and the letter looks like this. Now, this letter isn't the most beautiful thing, I know, but this, in my opinion, is the most optimized way to write the, because it's the proper way technically to write it, because technically the nor the are correct and are technically accents. So the proper way to do it is with the schwa, so that it can make the sound the. Now, let's go into a bit of a trip now onto other languages. Let's take a look at what other languages like to do with this article. And spoiler alert, it's not similar to English at all. So let's go with French first. We have in French le and la. Now, you may be wondering here, why are there two of these? Well, you see, French has something that English doesn't have anymore: genders. Now, genders are basically ways to differentiate a word from masculine to feminine. And what does the differentiation have to do? Well, usually these words would have different endings and different articles, and it's just more grammatical rules to memorize. Now, English used to have something like this, but it got scrapped after Old English, which was basically Anglo-Saxon, and now we just have only one gender. Thank God, because nobody wants gender in English. Now, French, as you can see, has masculine and feminine nouns. Now, for people who are not familiar with this, you can think of it as masculine as in like man, and feminine as in woman, but that's not a very well thing, right? That's not a very good thing to do, because basically things in French don't make sense. So we have, let's say, the word back, which is sacado, I think, sacula, something like that. But basically what I know is that it's a masculine noun. Now, when you look at the bag, you're not like, it's a boy. No way. I'm also, this also applies to feminine nouns, but I used to learn French, now I stopped, and at the moment, no words are coming to my mind. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Okay, now, let's see what German has to offer here. Now, German has der, die, and das. Now, why are there three now? Well, you see, der is for masculine, die is for feminine, and das is for neuter. Now, what is neuter? Well, neuter you can think of neutral, but the correct words that you use is masculine, feminine, and neuter. Now, I don't know any other language that has more than these three genders, but I think that there was like a language that had like 50 genders or some. I forgot what it was called. I didn't set up for this, but basically German has the almost the same system as French, but instead of two genders, masculine and feminine, we also have neuter in the mix. Now, let's take a look at another language, which this language I happen to speak, Greek. Now, in Greek, we also have three genders, but here we also have words for plural, right? We have articles for plural too. Now you might be wondering, what about the other two? Well, you see, in French, the plural is just le, right? And in German, I couldn't even find plural. So from what I assume is just that these are also plural, used in plural too, just like in English when you say the boys, you don't change the article. So from what I understand, these are also used in plural. But in Greek, we have different articles for plural, and in this case we have e, and ta. Now, you might be wondering why there is another thing in parentheses there. Well, you see, in ancient Greek, we used to also have a differentiation between masculine and feminine articles in the plural, but since then the distinction has faded away, sadly. So we're only left with e and e, which back in the day would be pronounced oi, and the thing in parentheses is pronounced e, but back in the day would have been pronounced as I. Now, well, that's cool and all, but is there even more that languages like to do with the? That's actually true. There is more stuff we have. Well, let's begin by showing this. What is this, you might be wondering? Well, you see, in Greek, we have noun cases. Now, German also has noun cases, but I could not find articles for noun cases, and I do not know if they have separate articles for noun cases. So, let's take a look at what this is about. So, on the top here we have masculine definite article. We have o, tu, and ton. Now, o is used for nominative case. Now, the nominative case is basically used when a noun is the subject of a sentence. So let's say the boy is reading a book. The boy is the subject of the sentence, which means that in Greek, the sentence would be το αγόρι διαβάζει ένα βιβλίο, would take the nominative article, nominative. But in the case here for the boy, because the boy is a neuter noun, we use to, right? Now, to is used for the genitive case. Now, the genitive case is basically when you say like this is the boy's book, right? So this is the boy's book, not as in like the boys as in plural, but like as in regular, but like it takes like the apostrophe s, so it takes this is the boy's book, right? And in Greek that would be αυτό το βιβλίο είναι του αγοριού. Now, in in Greek, the genitive case in the masculine and neuter are the same, so there is no confusion here, although, as I said, the boy is neuter and would be taking this. So I will be using dog as an example to take the last one because you know. Now, in the last one is the accusative case. Now, the accusative case has is basically when the noun is the object of the sentence. So, say the cat is chasing the dog. Okay, that was a bit backwards, but let's roll with it for now. Okay, so the cat is chasing the dog. Now, this in Greek would be η γάτα κυνηγάει τον σκύλο. And as you can see, we have this because a dog is a masculine noun, so we use ton because that is the that's the accusative case, and this applies to this, which is the feminine, and to this, which is the neuter. So as you can see, the word the actually has a lot of different connotations. Now let's move on to something a bit different. Okay, so section 2 of this video, we will focus on countries that have the in their name. So let's get immediately into it with the most common one, the United States of America. So as we know, the United States of America has the word the in there. Now, why does the United States have the word the in their name? Well, you see, in reality they don't have the word the in their name, but when you're referring to the country, you don't say I live in United States of America, you say I live in the United States of America. Now, because of how English grammar works, United States isn't actually a name. In fact, it's more like a adjective with a noun to it. United is the adjective and States is just a noun. So that is not a name, right? It might be a name for a country, but that's like saying I live in United States of Brazil, which is the official name of the country. But that doesn't matter because you still say I live in the United States of Brazil. And the reason why you say that is because of how English grammar works. And the reason why it works like that is because the States is a noun. So since it's a noun, we have to add the in front of it. Let's now move on to the next country. That would be the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, this is for a similar situation with the United States. You see, when you say the Democratic Republic of the Congo, you're saying the Democratic Republic, and the of Congo is a different thing, right? It's not part of the it's not an important part of the sentence, so we don't care about that part of the Congo, so we just care about the Democratic Republic. Now, republic is the noun in the sentence and democratic is the adjective. Now, since that again isn't the name, you say the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, why do we say the Democratic Republic of the Congo instead of just Congo, like I live in Congo, right? Well, we will get onto that in a tiny bit, but for now, let's move on to the Gambia. Now, the Gambia has the word the in the title for a bit of a different reason. You see, the Gambia is a country that resides mostly within the boundaries of the Gambia River. Now, the Gambia River, when you talk about river and its name, the name acts like an adjective here. So, from what I understand anyways, so basically what happens is they say the Rhine River, the Danube River, the Euphrates River, the Nile River, the Amazon River, and yeah, the Gambia River. So when you say those, you don't actually have to add the river in the end. So you can just say the Rhine, the Euphrates, the Nile, and it works for this country too. So you say the Gambia. Now, that is why you call this country the Gambia instead of just Gambia. You don't say I live in Gambia, which you could, but it's more correct to say I live in the Gambia. Alright, let's see what we have up next. We have the Philippines. Now, the Philippines is a nation in, well, Southeastern Asia, but we call it the Philippines because this country is resigning in the Philippine Islands. And just like in the situation that we had before, it's the Philippine Island, right? So the Philippines here acts like the name of it, right? So just like you would say, let's say the, I don't know, like the Mediterranean islands, right? You say the Mediterranean islands. Here you say the Philippine Islands because that is the name of the islands. Now, the Spanish gave this name, and since then it has stuck around. So we say the Philippine Islands for pretty much the same reason as the Gambia. Next up, we have the Dutch Republic or the Netherlands. However, I prefer the Dutch Republic. Now, we will talk about both countries, both names, right now. So, why call it, why is it called the Netherlands and sometimes called the Dutch Republic? And other times it also can be called Holland. But we don't care about Holland because it doesn't have the in the name. Well, you see, the Netherlands literally means low countries. And that name got given to them because the literal, the sea level there, right, is so low. Sorry, I mean, the land is so close to sea level, basically. And there is a high chance that in the future, the Netherlands will just be completely gone. Now, the Netherlands means the low countries, right? And just by the way the English grammar works, Netherlands could be considered as two words that joined up. So Netherlands is a plural word, right? So since it's a plural word, we have to add the in the title. So it immediately becomes the Netherlands. Now, as for why is it called the Dutch Republic, it's a pretty simple reason, as we did before. Well, the Dutch Republic, the Republic. Republic is a noun, Dutch could be used as an adjective in this situation, so you would say the Dutch Republic, and that's why both names in this situation is, they both have the name the. The article the. Now, we get into a little bit of an interesting one, the Ukraine. Now, here is the thing, right? The Ukraine. Does that sound off to you, right? Tell me now, right? Does the Ukraine sound off to you? If it does, you might be in the majority. If it doesn't, you will be in the minority that actually use the Ukraine. Now, this name lies pretty far back in history. Basically, at the time, we will go into 1918 right now, where the German Empire basically conquered the USSR. The Russian Empire. And basically, a revolution happened in Russia which deposed the Tsar and basically made a Bolshevik government. Now, this government ended up forming the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Oops, wrong flag. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, which is what we know as the USSR or the Soviet Union. Now, basically, in the Soviet Union, we had, it wasn't like any country, right? It was kind of like the UK is today, where it was a country composed of other countries. And one of those countries was Ukraine. Now, the official name for Ukraine was the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, no, I don't think it was the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, it was something else, but it was something similar to that. Ukrainian People's Republic, I think. It was like Ukrainian People's Republic or something. But basically, the name doesn't matter here, because what matters here is that people did not want to say, I am from the Ukrainian People's Republic, I'm from the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, right? That's way too long and way too hard to say. So what they ended up doing is they ended up shortening down the name to the Ukraine, right? Now, you might be saying, hey Andrew, we are living in a post-Soviet world. The USSR doesn't exist anymore, and Ukraine is an independent state. So, why are you mentioning this? Well, there is still a minority of people who call the Ukraine, well, they call Ukraine the Ukraine, and sometimes I do it myself because it just sounds like it makes sense to me. Like, I don't know, like the Ukraine sounds like something that would make sense. Like, you don't say like the Bulgaria or something, like that doesn't make sense. But when I hear the Ukraine, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, yeah, right. So as you can see, this one is one of the most unique countries that has the word the in their name. So let's move on to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, or mostly called United Kingdom. Now, the United Kingdom is again a similar situation as before, but this one is a bit different because basically what ended up happening with the UK is that it's called the United Kingdom, right? And everybody knows it's the United Kingdom because we've discussed that the is the definite article, and you can be saying a United Kingdom, at least not anymore. You see, before like until like recently, I mean 200 years type of thing recently, but you know that's technically recently in terms of history. So there was another United Kingdom, the United Kingdom of Sweden, Norway. So in theory you could say I am from a United Kingdom and do not specify, but you know, now we live in a time where you can say the United Kingdom, and most people just say the UK, and just like that the name UK is associated with the word the, and is one of the most recognizable countries that has the word the in their name alongside the United States. Now, this is the Republic of Congo. Now, you might be saying, wait, didn't we just do the Democratic Republic of the Congo? No, this is a different country, and it's so confusing because they're right next to each other, their capitals are right next to each other, but that doesn't matter. It's in Central Africa, that's all you need to know, and basically, it's called the Republic of the Congo. Now, I will not get into the same like idea here that republic is the word and then Congo is like a noun, I mean an adjective, so that's why it has that, because that's true. We don't care about that. We care about its shortened down version or the unofficial version, because nobody realistically says the Federal Republic of Germany, the Russian Federation. Nobody be saying that, okay? Everybody just says Russia, Germany, and stuff like that. So this country's name, unofficially, is the Congo. As you can hear, it's still called the Congo. Why? Because this country, just like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, both get their names from the river Congo. And since, again, the Congo acts like an adjective slash name, and the river is the noun, it's the river, so it's the Congo River, aka the Congo. The Malvinas, which is the final country I have here, because it was incredibly hard to find sources with all countries that have the word they in them, because nobody cares about this question except me right now. So I could not find any country that any website, any source that like has countries from there like that start with the or have the in their name. So this is all I could do. So, the Malvinas. Wait, no. The Malvinas are the Argentinian islands. Wait, hold up. No. Wait. No, the Malvinas are what the Argentinian call the Falklands. That doesn't matter. These are the Maldives. See, I forgot what country this is because this is so obscure. You probably haven't even heard about this country. So, this country is in the Indian Ocean somewhere. Like, I actually do not know where exactly it is. It's not on my map. Like, I have a world map in my room and I don't know. It doesn't show. This is like a very small country, but that doesn't matter because what matters is that they're named the Maldives. Now, for the same reasons as the Philippines, It's called the Maldives because they're a set of islands, and since they're a set of islands and their name acts like an adjective, you put the in front of there because it's the Maldives. But in this case, you don't actually say the Philippine Islands, you just say you don't say the Maldive Islands, you just say the Maldives. Although that also happens with Philippines, like not many people say with the Philippines, with Philippine Islands, but if there is a minority of people that say the Philippine Islands. I haven't heard anyone that calls these the Maldives Islands or some. So yeah, this is basically all the countries I could find that have the word the in their name. And that was section 2 of this video. Now let's move on to something a bit different. Title: The Haunting of the. It was a gloomy night, rain tapping on windows like a ghostly presence seeking entry. A lone figure sank hunched over a keyboard, eyes fixated on the glowing screen. The room was dimly lit, the only source of illumination being the eerie glow of the computer monitor. This was Mike, a self-proclaimed internet sleuth, known for delving into the darkest corners of the web. Tonight, he had stumbled upon something that would change his life forever, something involving a seemingly innocuous word, the. As Mike delved into his research, he discovered a series of bizarre occurrences. Reports of users encountering strange glitches on websites, all related to the word the. Sentences would twist and distort, letters rearranging themselves to form unsettling messages. Users claimed they could hear faint whispers emanating from their speakers, as if the very word held a sinister secret. Mike's curiosity grew into an obsession. He began compiling accounts from across the internet, piecing together a haunting narrative. He found stories of individuals who had delved too deep into the mystery, only to vanish without a trace. Others spoke of a sense of being watched, of a malevolent presence that seemed to follow them after encountering the word the. One night, as the rain beat relentlessly against the windows, Mike stumbled upon a hidden forum. Its threads were cryptic and disjointed, discussions spiraling into madness. Yet, one thing was clear: they were all linked to the. Determined to uncover the truth, Mike delved deeper into the forum, his heart racing with a mixture of fear and anticipation. As he delved deeper, Mike's computer began to glitch. The screen flickered, displaying distorted images and jumbled text. The whispers grew louder, forming a cacophony of unintelligible noises. Mike's heart raced as he struggled to maintain control over his computer. In a moment of panic, he typed "the" into the search bar, hoping to understand the source of the storm. The screen went black for a moment, and then an image slowly materialized. It was a swirling vortex of letters, a maelstrom of "the" overlapping and intertwining. Mike felt a chill run down his spine as he watched the vortex grow larger, threatening to consume everything in its path. The voices grew louder, the words now forming coherent phrases. You shouldn't have sought us. You shouldn't have sought us out. That is the key. We are watching. Suddenly, the room plunged into darkness. The rain outside had stopped, and an eerie silence enveloped the space. Mike's heart pounded as he fumbled for his phone, using its weak flashlight to scan the room. His computer had powered off, the screen now reflecting his own terrified expression. But there was something else in the room. A presence seemed to linger just beyond his vision. He felt a cold breath on his neck and spun around, his flashlight beaming, revealing nothing but a empty space, and then he heard a faint whisper, barely audible, yet unmistakably clear. A sense of dread washed over Mike as he realized he had become enveloped in something beyond his comprehension. The word "the" had unleashed a malevolent force now sought to consume him. He tried to flee, but his every movement was met with resistance, as if an invisible grip held him in place. The whispers grew louder, echoing in his mind, distorting his thoughts. Mike's vision blurred, and he could feel his sanity slipping away. He was no longer in control, a pawn in the clutches of a dark, unfathomable entity. And then, in the final moment of clarity, he understood. The word "the" was a doorway, a gateway to a realm beyond human understanding, a realm where the rules of reality weren't bent and twisted, where the very fabric of existence was malleable. Mike's last thoughts were of regret for ever delving into the mysteries of the, regret for unleashing a force that would forever haunt the internet. To this day, whispers of the persist, stories of the malevolent influence spreading through the online world like a virus. Users speak of strange glitches, unsettling encounters, of a word that seems to hold a power beyond comprehension. And in the darkest corners of the internet, those who dare to seek out the might find themselves trapped in a nightmare from which there is no escape. The word "the", we all know it. I mean, I have been talking about this word for the past 35 minutes now. But what is it? What is its history like? Like, how did "the" become a thing, right? So let's actually trace back these origins, right? So let's first of all get this out of the way, right? English is a Proto-Indo-European language, obviously, and derives from Proto-Germanic. Now, just like most Indo-European languages, or PIE, P-I-E, English was a fully declined gendered language. Now, you might be wondering, what is declined? Like, was it declining? No, it was not declining. That's not what that means. Basically, you see, as I mentioned before about noun cases, now, "there" was also a declined word, and let's see how it was actually declined. This is how "there" was declined. So, as you can see, the most important cases here are the nominative cases. So we can look at the masculine, feminine, and neuter. The plural one doesn't really matter because we don't have a plural one in English. So, se, seo, seo, and dot. I don't know what sound that makes. And actually, before we continue any further, so in the first part of the video, I mentioned our little letter thorn. You see, thorn makes actually a th sound, and it's a bit confusing because th and the are the same sound, just one is voiced and one isn't voiced. In fact, they're literally called voiced and voiceless frigatives. So they're basically the same sound, so a bit of confusion can come up. Now, thorn made the th sound, so that's actually not thought, that's actually thought. So, as we can see, the earliest origin for the word "the" is the word "se." Now, with time passing, obviously, changes come, right? We see changes happening in language today, right? Like, most now, like, English is going through like a change, like to remove the "li" at the end of adjectives, like think different instead of think differently, but that doesn't matter. Like, we care about what happened in the day. So the declined nouns started to really decline, and many people just stopped declining the nouns. So se became a bit lonely, right? And it started to transition into a bit of a different, like, such subset to the. Now, the was spelled with a thorn, and it's a bit unclear why se turned into a the. But I could give my own theory here that maybe because like instrumental, genitive, dative, and accusative cases, all of them started with a th, and only half of the nominative cases started with an S. So maybe people were too used to the thorn to just scrap it, so they just started using it more, I guess. So it became a the. But remember, it wasn't the, it became a the. So, let's talk a bit about thorn and its other equivalent, ev. Now, thorn and ev are two letters that used to exist in English and actually still exist in Icelandic and Faroese. Thorn made the th sound, which is the voiceless fricative sound known in the IPA, and ev makes the sound known as the voiced fricative in the IPA. Now, these two letters were abandoned for different reasons. Eth was abandoned because it's too similar to a D and people kept confusing it, and it doesn't look the prettiest, to be fair, right? So people were not really into using that letter, so it kind of fell out of fashion and only thorn survived. I actually kept both uses for th and the, which is where the confusion of th comes in today, but we'll talk about that later. Alright, now, thorn and ed. What about thorn? Why did thorn go into a decline? Well, you see, when scholars wrote down thorn, it began to look like a Y, and this became even more solidified after the first printing press made it to England. And after the first printing press made it to England, that came from France and generally Europe. And European languages, as you may know, don't have thorn as a letter, alright? The only languages that have thorn, as I mentioned, is Icelandic and Faroese, and those are not from mainland Europe. So basically, these two letters were not in the print press. So scholars, or typers I guess, had to figure out a way around that, and the closest thing to thorn was Y. Now, this is also why we get stuff like ye olde antiquisope, which is not supposed to be pronounced as ye, but more like as a the or the, because it's a bit unclear when the transition from a the to the happened, because you know, it's the same sound, just one is voiced and one isn't. So, yeah. Now, why wasn't really practical? Let's be honest here. I mean, why use Y when you can use some else? And this is where Latin comes in. Now, why Latin of all things? You see, in Latin, the voiced fricative actually had a diagram, which was a T and an H put together to make the sound the. Now, that made it to France, and then later made it to England from France, because English is very much influenced by French. So the Y, or thorn should I say, got a bit abandoned and ended up replaced with the stupid TH. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's more practical to have a thorn here. I mean, like, who actually likes TH? Like, actually, like, this is the most common diagram in English, like, and it makes two separate sounds, and it's randomized every time, because, you know, we have to have a though and a through and a throughout with a thing, but then that happened. Like, see, this is not very practical, okay? And thorn, as well as eth, because you can't really go with thorn, you can take thorn and not use ev. I get why ev was replaced, because it looks like too much like a D, and it's its capitalized form looked even more like a D because it was basically a capitalized D with a line. So yeah, it makes sense. But Thorn, come on, we can bring back Thorn at least, like, and maybe make a better design for F for real. So yeah, that's basically the history behind our beloved word the, which is what this video is based around. Now let's move on to the next chapter of the video, which is going to be a bit unique. Okay, so now we have examined the history of the. Let's now take a look at different combinations of the letters used to make the word. So here I have the combination. So we have tech, echt, eth, het, and chte. So this is going from most interesting to least interesting in my opinion, but these are the way I've ordered them. So let's go with tech. Now I find tech pretty funny because basically what this is basically intentionally misspelling our beloved word the to make this word here, and it got popular in the 90s and the 2000s, and like from what I understand it's still going on strong. Here's a meme. I has tech cheese but I don't have tech burger. So yeah, this is gonna stay here. Now basically tech is just the result of being too excited and you misspell the. I mean, everybody does that, like everybody has misspelled something in their lives, but since they is the most common word, it can also cause some pretty common misspells. So now, what does tech actually like mean exactly? Because I know it's a misspell, but it means something. So basically, you can use tech before of an adjective, and basically you could use this as in like that is tech awesome, which could mean that is the most awesome, right? So you could use it for like basically implying the superlative, right? That is the awesome, you know. So that is tech awesome, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's a nice, you know, different thing. Apparently here the article can also be used with proper names to put extra emphasis. So from what I understand here is like if you wanna put emphasis or for a humorous effect, it says you could use tech. So you could just say like tech Andrew, for example, and you'd mean to put emphasis, I guess. I don't know. Me personally, I haven't actually seen tech used before I did the research to make this video. Yes, this video is split into parts, and every time I make a new part, I have to do like some research to actually like be able to pull up with proper information here. So yeah, that was basically what tech is about. So basically, to summarize, basically a meme word that it's been made because it's pretty easy to misspell stuff on the internet, I guess. Next up now we have echt. Now what is echt? Well, echt stands for Event Horizon Telescope. Now, what is an Event Horizon Telescope and what does it do? Well, you see, an Event Horizon Telescope, from what I understand, is basically a large telescope array, right? So basically, it's like a bunch of telescopes plugged up. So here in Wikipedia it says they're consisting of a global network of radio telescopes. So from what I understand in my like explanation, this is basically a bunch of telescopes connected up to be able to capture a further image than what the actual telescopes could produce. That is what I understood from this. It's really difficult to make research to this extent, so please forgive me about this. But basically, an Event Horizon telescope is an intentional collaboration that was launched in 2009, it seems, and they use it to capture photos from the event horizon of black holes. Now, here is an image that is on Wikipedia here from a photo, it seems that they captured using an event horizon telescope of a black hole. Now, I find this pretty interesting because I don't, like, my mind can't really comprehend how they take a telescope and basically connect up a bunch of telescopes to make it like a better and bigger telescope here. So this is very interesting, and to be fair, I'm not the type of person to know about like telescopes and stuff, because sure, I used to like astronomy, but I'm not like into it to like the extent I am on like geography and stuff. So if you want to know more about this, you can go check the Wikipedia out of Event Horizon Telescope, or Google it, or Bing it, because I use Bing, or search up some YouTube video on it. You could probably find some pretty interesting material on this topic. Now, next up on our list, we have F or Ev, I'm not sure, but basically, as we have already discussed, this is, well, the letter Ev, and it's used to, well, imply the voiced fricative the. Now, as you can see now here, we also have the capitalized version, which I didn't show before, but basically, as you can see, it's just a D with a line going through it. Now, this letter has had a pretty interesting history, developing from what seems to be like a fish, to just a box, to a triangle, to a rotated triangle, to then the delta letter we have in Greek, which is pronounced delta, which is ironic because Ev also makes the sound, and then in Greek the letter delta also makes a the sound, so yeah, epic. And then later on, it then transitioned into a D, and then after that, it took on its modern day form. Well, you see, this character here actually is used in more languages, it seems. So it seems to be used in Old English, as we mentioned, Middle English too, Icelandic Faroese, and Elfadian, which seems to be a North Germanic language spoken by 3,000 people. But honestly, 3,000 people, like, come on, dude. Like, what? 3,000? Like, wow. Okay. Now, does this letter seems to also sometimes be used in Welsh to represent the, but most of the time it's just to double D to just like symbolize that sound. So yeah, it's also used in Khmer, which is a language in Southeastern Asia, to represent whatever this is. I do not know what this is, but apparently it's used to represent this letter when we're like trying to Romanize their alphabet or whatever that is. They have like 72 letters, so they had to come up with even one of those. Like, you don't have infinite letters. Now, here's what I read on Wikipedia, which I was like, come on, there is no way. So basically, during my research in Wikipedia, it said that using the United States English keyboard and pressing Alt-GR and then the D, it gives you EV. And I was like, I want to test this, but my keyboard is British, because I use British keyboard because it has the Euro symbol and like some other stuff. I can also add the accent into letters. So I was like, okay, I will install the United States keyboard, just test it. And guess what? It didn't work. And I feel betrayed now. So I will continue using the British keyboard because there is no EV in the United States keyboard, and I'm fairly disappointed by that. Now, although you can still type it, but it's like, but using like alt codes. If you do not know what alt codes are, it's basically holding down alt and then just going onto your numpad and pressing a specific amount of numbers can give you a specific symbol, but that's not really practical for typing. But here's how you can get it. So basically, if you press alt and if you hold down alt and then press 0, 2, 4, 0, you get it to lowercase, and then if you do the same thing, right, if you hold alt and type 0208, you get the same letter, but it's uppercase. Now, do what you want with this information. I don't expect you to use it because, I mean, look at it, it looks like a D, let's be honest here. But that was a bit of a brief history, again, on EV, but with a bit more detail. Now, other than that, there doesn't really seem to be any other usage for EV eth, although it's the capital for eth, which is a bit random, but the capitalized version of eth is also used as a symbol for Dogecoin, and honestly that is so disappointing because it's called Dogecoin instead of Dogecoin. Like, if you're gonna use eth, at least call your currency Dogecoin, like for real, dude. It's also apparently used in mathematics, which I don't know, in engineering textbooks, but like I don't know about that. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Alright, we have two more to go now. This one is a bit shorter. So we have het. Now, what's het? Well, I googled what het is, and apparently it's just it's just a shortened down version of heterosexual. Now, if you don't know what heterosexual is, it's just basically straight. It's just like a new word for straight now, apparently. So yeah, that's cool, I guess. So that's one thing. But now the other thing I would like to just mention, because like I see this word and I can't just leave it hanging, right? In Russian, this like specific letters that look similar spell out net. Now, I also typed it in the Serbian alphabet, because in Serbian, if you have the e, it just makes an e, while in Russian it makes a y. So I had to add the j there, which actually makes a y in Serbian. And if you wonder why I did that, it's because my keyboard is Serbian, so yeah, whatever. These things have absolutely nothing in common, but they looked similar enough where it was like, I can't just skip over that, right? So I just wanted to quickly let you guys know that niet, which is not pronounced het or something, it's niet, is just no in Russian. So I just wanted to get that out for the life of me, so that's cool. And last one, but not least, we have te. Now, this one, I found a website about this. Hold up. So, for some reason, when I looked at this website, I just laughed, and I just like to read this because I just found this funny. So, basically, HTE seems to just mean health through evidence. So let's just read this. I don't know why I found this funny. So basically, health through evidence offers flexible training opportunities that start by defining outcomes and center everything around both your strategy and trainees. Our target training programs cover a broad range of topics and disease areas, and help you understand the scope, impact, and appropriate interpretation of healthcare research, of health economic, clinical, analytical, and market perspective. HTE delivers telescope training that drivers enhance performance and increase your human capital. Our services include the following topics: principles of health economics, economic valuation and modeling, health technological assessment, principles of systematic literature review and meta-analytics, and strategy access management. Now, I have several reasons I found this thing funny. For one, alright, the one and the most obvious one, I found this website because of the word the. Like, I found this website of health through evidence because of the word the. Number one. Second of all, when I saw this for the first time and read it, I read assessment as assassin. So basically, what was going on through my head is I was thinking of the word assassination. So just put assessment as in like assassination. And I was like, wait, health technology assassination, what? And then strategy access management. I read that as magnet. And I was like, whoa, what magnet? And my humor is so broken that I found this funny. Like, can you actually believe this? This is what the world has become. But that is about all that we have for combinations of the word the. Now we will move on to something else, as always. Alright. And now it is time for our French artist Andrew here to draw the. Now we're gonna be drawing the right now. As you can see, I'm now a French artist, and I will be drawing the that you see up on the top. It was also the thumbnail for this video. Now let's see how we will do this. So as you can see, I can change by pencil size, and let's begin. So it seems like I will actually use this one because if I use this properly, I could. If I use this properly, I could like get some pretty smooth stuff. But it seems a bit too impractical, so we'll be using this and I'll make the brush a bit bigger. So we're gonna be drawing big line. Okay, so I'm just looking at it. And then, yeah. So the trick to trying to draw something when you're looking at it, to me at least, is to just kind of calculate with your eye how far things are from each other to not mess up the perspective, right? So when I'm looking at the thing, I'm not actually looking at what line I should be drawing, but instead I'm looking at exactly. So this doesn't look like a T exactly, right? It looks more like an I, and that is because I made this too thick, right? In the original pic, you could very clearly tell that isn't an I. That says the very clearly. So I should probably, whoops. Yeah. Now, if you're wondering, I don't actually use MS Paint. I just think that MS Paint is the best for this. So, when we're drawing, actually, you know what? Like the original images had stuff like this. Why not just use the sprig like this? Sorry, use the big one, and then like do stuff like this, right? Just like barely click to add in white pixels. I try my hardest to just click, but it's very difficult to, because it ends up overshooting, and when it's overshooting, it's a bit awesome. Okay, that is now very intentional. If it's a bug, turn it into a feature, guys, for real, for real. Now, I'm gonna be using a bit of this. Actually not. We'll be using you. But maybe a bit smaller. Alright, let's see. So it seems that there is, wait, I need to make this a bit larger so I can see. So it seems that there are two outlines around the T. So I'll try replicating that. So we will just try our best to draw these. I mean, not even Spongebob had it the best, to be fair, right? I remember when I saw this episode for the first time, right? And like SpongeBob was just like, I'm done with the essay almost. My essay is going pretty well, right? And they just said D, right? And in Greek, the H like letter that like looks like an H is actually making a sound E. So I was like, Pie? What is tie? Right, in Greek, of course, but yeah, like I did not know English, so I was like so actually confused what tie was. I mean, to be fair, that is around the same time I used to call game game, so don't expect that much, right? I knew absolutely nothing of English back in the day, so yeah. I found this thing pretty funny because I've done this before. I did this on my English notebook. Like when I was going to like English classes, I did this on my English notebook. And basically what happened is my teacher was reviewing my essay. Yes, I did this on the day that I was writing an essay. So I was like, okay, I'm bored. What should I do? And I actually did this. Like unironically, I drew this. And my teacher was like checking up the essay, right? And I told her, hey, miss, can you turn a page? And she was like, what? And then she just saw this there, and she was like, oh, nice. But she did not know what that was because, like, you know, she's, I guess, cool. So I don't want to call her old. She's not old, like at all. So yeah, but like she wouldn't be like the type of person to know what a SpongeBob reference is, right? I don't think. Maybe she just overlooked it because I don't know. I don't remember her giving like a significant reaction to it. But still, I spend a lot of time that I think I still might have this. If I do, I will show it at the end of this part. But it doesn't matter because we will be drawing this anyway. So yeah, I'm giving insightful commentary on the on this at least. But yeah, so this is quite interesting because it seems that here I need to draw the lines first. Okay, I think I've got it. So we will go down here, right? So what I like to do is I don't like working on like different bits at once, right? Like when you're drawing something, you want to draw it in like significant portions at once, right? You don't want to be working on like 5 things at once because that will be ridiculous, right? You'll get lost and it will be difficult to recover and gain like some. Oh no, wait. Hold up. How do I? Oh, wait. Wait. This is supposed to go like this way, I think. Bruh, I fricked it up. Yeah, see, even this small detail matters to me, right? Like, I'm kind of like a perfectionist type of guy, but I'm not like the type of person that'll go crazy over like the tiniest detail, but that was pretty significant, I think. I'd call that pretty significant. So, yeah. As you can see, this is going pretty well so far. I've been recording these for 6 minutes, right? I'm trying to give an insightful commentary on what I'm doing, but it's not difficult keeping up a conversation, like keeping up some commentary while you're drawing I've always had a fascination with like black and white paintings or generally black and white drawings because ever since a kid, it's a bit story time now while I'm drawing that. Basically, when I was a kid and I was going into kindergarten, I got bullied. Now, bullied not as in like the sense that you would expect, like a kid being like, thrown, like kicked, like done stuff to it, right? No, not that type of bullying, but it was like basically what happened to me was I was like just chilling, right? That was like such a traumatic experience to me. So like I was just chilling basically, and what happened is these two kids came up to me and they were like, "Hey man, can you give us your red marker?" Because I was just drawing with markers then. You know what markers are. So basically, I was drawing with those things. And these kids were like, "Hey, can you give us your marker?" And I was like, sure thing. I was generous back then, so I mean, I still am, but right, yeah, that's a bit outside the scope of this. So, basically, they told me, "Can you give us your red marker?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I don't mind." And as soon as they got it, bro, like I swear to God, what happened is they just started, like fucking running the thing, dude. Like they fucking did all their energy like this. Right, and they like were making like some abstract art or some bullcrap. I don't know what they were doing, but basically they were making some, and then immediately after they were like thank you, and then they just run away, dude. They just run away, and I then went to continue my drawing, which was basically a house, right? I was drawing a house, and immediately after that, immediately after I tried to use that, I couldn't, right? The thing had already like ended, right? And ever since that day, I've never actually gone like a proper red marker. All of my red markers I've used ever since that point had ended up turning pink on me, like the first time I've used them. And I haven't used a proper marker ever since then, basically, right? Like I'm not joking. Like, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but like in the general sense of this, I'm not joking. What? Oh, so basically, that happened, and I got so mad, right, that I gave up on color, right? So all of my drawings after that point were all in black and white, and I'm glad that this is also in black and white because I love black and white paintings, right? They take less effort and they look better because with color you have another factor to balance out, which I actually hate now, right? Like I've tried working with colors so many times. Every time I ended up ruining my paintings, if you can even call them that. But yeah, you understand what I mean. So every time I end up ruining my paintings, and it's just so sad, basically, dude. So what can we learn from this? Well, black and white paintings rock, all right? They're the best, for one. And I will always stand by this, at least until I change my view, but I doubt that'll happen because, you know, I don't plan to like pick this up seriously as becoming like an actual artist, because, you know, if I become an actual artist, like there's no point there, right? Like I don't want to become an actual artist. So yeah. So that happened, and ever since then, I don't actually like working with color. Like, I think that color is actually a pain in the ass, because most of the time, you have to actually, like, it's an extra factor that you gotta take in, right? So it ends up looking horrible, and I just like working with layouts, honestly. Like, it's just much better. And they can look much more professional, but like my colors are never looking good. I never actually got good with colors, right? Now, I know I said I haven't used red, but like as in like me owning a red marker. Like, I've used red before. Like, that would have been absurd if I just lost my red markers like forever at that point. So yeah. Now, the reason why, oh my god, I think I freaked this up. Whatever, I can like change up the detail a little bit. So, that is what basically ended up happening with that kid, and I don't know what that kid is. Like, I don't know who that kid is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that kid is. Like, we were in kindergarten. Like, I've no clue who that was. But all I remember is that I was in kindergarten when that happened, and it was like pretty sad. And I think I was pretty sad after that point, or something like that. I do not know. But, you know, sometimes you gotta understand what you gotta understand. Also, it seems like in the drawing that the leaf actually goes above everything, so I might actually... You know what, it doesn't matter though, because I'm using them as paint, so like I can erase it. When I was doing this, I had to actually make the leaf for the other letters first. So yeah. If you actually made it this far in the video, how are you doing? Like, why are you actually watching this? Like, this is not supposed to be watchable, like, for real. But what I do know is that my story times are here to keep those who actually watch the full video, because, you know, sometimes full videos are cool, all right? Sometimes you just want to spend your time creatively and you do not know how, so you spend them watching this video, because, you know, who's actually gonna sit and watch a video about a frigging word for real? So yeah. Moving on, after that point, I've never really picked up drawing that much. Actually, that was a lie, alright? I lied about the never picking up drawings. I'm immediately taking that back because I remembered. For those here who watch anime, which I doubt anyone is here, because someone to actually watch this video is one thing, but one to actually watch anime and be watching this video is even crazy to me. So I doubt anybody who watches anime is watching this video. But in the wild case that you are, right, and you know about anime, do you know the yokai watch thingy? If you do, you are epic, for one, and second of all, basically what had happened is that thing is basically like a ripoff of Pokemon that I used to watch. I used to watch it as a kid because, you know, I was a little kid and they aired it on Nickelodeon. So, and literally every kid watched Nickelodeon here. So I was like, yeah, Yokai Watch looks cool. So I just watch it because I've never actually had any experience with Pokemon. So I was like, Yokai Watch, best thing we've got. So take it or leave it. And I was watching it, right? And there was basically, just like in the regular show, god damn, I freaked this up so badly. But basically, just like in the regular Pokemon, there was like these things called like yokais, and basically they were like basically like little ghosties thingies that like the dude would like catch in his watch instead of like some Pokemon ball. Like, you can tell that was very clearly like a meant to be like a rip-off of Pokemon. But basically, the dude would catch these yokais, right? And I had a fascination about those. So what would happen is whenever I got bored, I would open my album thing, which I used to use to draw stuff. Now, in that album that I had, I used to draw yokais. So I like had a full series of those like little ghosties, and they were honestly quite cool. And I used to actually make them pretty accurate drawings too. Like they weren't any like drawings. They were like nearly perfect. All right, and in fact, for some of them, they were actually perfect because I was using tutorials. But that was like two yokais, right? That was like two yokai. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember their names, but I like just remember them in memory. So this could sound very cringy or not. So I remember like this one cat called Jibanya or something. Like it was called Jibanya, I think. Don't take my word of that though, like for real. But yeah, it was called Jibanya, Jawanya. It was basically like a red cat, and this dude would like it was. I think like that was like the most active yokai, and I don't remember exactly like what the show went like, and I like always like found watching cartoons online like cringe. Like I don't know, like when they air on TV, I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to watch, but like searching a cartoon is like actually beyond me, and I like feel extremely uncomfortable doing that for some reason. Like I'm not joking when I say this, but like every time I've searched a cartoon, I've always felt like extremely uncomfortable. Like I'm not joking. I don't know if this is because like I don't know, dude. Like they seem cool, but like I like even like watching SpongeBob, which is like the most popular one, right? I'm watching it online, and I feel like I'm doing something wrong, you know, and like I've just never done it. Like I've searched up the Yokai Watch thing once, but I did that when I was a kid. Now I don't think I'd actually dare to go back and watch it because for one, it's an anime. I don't watch anime. I don't have anything against them, but I don't think I could spend my time like that to watch anime. Also, I just realized an error in the thing. Like, isn't this line supposed to actually go through this like this? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's just the thing is just literally floating there. So yeah, that's cool. So I drew this so far. As you can see, this is going pretty well. I think I'm doing this pretty accurately, as we can see, and I'm very glad about this. Now we have another line to draw above this, from what it seems like, which only seems to have like yeah, it only seems to have like one extra thing I need to draw on top of that, so that's cool. Now back onto the thing I was talking about before I like end up finishing this because I'm like really close on doing that. You can watch. What do I remember exactly from this? Well, I remember the sounds very vividly. You might be wondering, well, sounds are unique. Why not remember them? Well, I have a hard time remembering like exact stuff, but like this one I do remember because I like another thing I remember, right? Like sorry, I remember the sound effects. Sorry, I need to finish what I was saying. So I remember the sound effects because I buy a freaking yokai watch, like an actual watch that like you would also buy like I think it was like I don't know. How are they called? Like frick, I forgot how they're called. Like, let's just call them cards, all right? They're not cards, but they were like basically like circular things. They like basically stick up inside the watch, and like they'd make a sound basically. And like I think I bought them because I wanted to test out the app, but I never actually downloaded the app, so that was a waste. Um, okay, so anyway, and I still have that watch. Like I still have it in my drawer. For those who are interested, I will post a community post about it. Like just type in the comment section, and just like the first comment I see, like will immediately just like get me to upload that image on the community tab if you're interested. But yeah, anyway, that was a bit off topic about this video, but like we're drawing this, so like what am I supposed to say when I'm drawing, dude? I'm supposed to be saying, ooh, a line, mamma mia, ooh, another line, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like no, I'm not doing that, please, please, please. Okay, now it's time to start removing bits because it's time to draw the other part. So you might be wondering why I drew these in the first place. I don't know. I don't know. As I said, I want to be focusing on like one thing and one thing and only. So if I be focusing on like a million things at once, I'll just get disoriented. So let's draw the other part. So this actually goes something like this. Damn SpongeBob. I'm keep remembering SpongeBob drawing all of this, like for real. Like what was SpongeBob cooking up, dude? So I will go like this, and then like this. Okay, nice. That wasn't that nice, but you know, we can't be perfect in drawings when I'm not even a fucking artist. Excuse my profanity. I am not redrawing that, alright? This video is completely unedited, and I would have to actually like go in and edit this out, which I'm not doing, okay? I'm not doing, so please just excuse my profanity, alright? Because, yep. Alright, this is going well so far. This is going, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then we just put it in. Nice. Okay, now we just open up a bigger line, but not like the biggest one there is, and then just like draw inside of this. I can see. Okay, nice. Okay. This requires a bit of concentration, so sorry about that. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. Now, so as I was saying, please excuse my profanity whenever there is, because in the rest of the video, I was able to just edit them out because I just did multiple takes. But this, like, I'm not redrawing all of this, please. Okay, I don't want to be drawing all of this. To be fair, this is a video on this, so like, but like, I'm not invested in enough to make and like to just re-record this. Alright, so we're almost done. This is basically taken almost as long as I expected, because I was expecting about 30 minutes. This section is pretty decently big, I guess. Okay, hold up. This is a bit odd, but okay, nice. So this is what we've got so far. I just need to draw the H and the E. Which shouldn't be too difficult because these are not like decorated. If those were decorated like the T, I would have been completely screwed. Okay. Yep. Yep. Move it down. Yeah, I made it more like an N there. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's now. Okay, I need to do the same thing as before. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay. Cool. Yes! This actually looks good. Wow. Didn't expect that. H. And then the E. Oh, okay. So this one has to be big cut. E like this. So it's connected, it seems. And then perfect. And then you just kind of yiddly and then do the same thing as before. And ta-da! So that is me drawing that for the second time, because as I said, I've drawn it once. Oh shit, no, wait. I almost left it at that, whoops. Okay, yeah, we removed the big chunk of this bit because we wanted to like draw stuff. There we go, that's better. Alright! Crap, wait, no, it's not accurate enough. Okay, there we go, okay. Now we can say I've done it accurately. This is perfect. So yeah, here is my best attempt, I guess, on drawing the whole point of this video. Now, wait, let me pull up an image of the thing that I was talking about. If I don't find the image, we should just cut up to the next part. So, Okay, I didn't find the image. I searched for like a couple of like minutes, I guess, but I couldn't find the notebook where I had the image in, so yeah. RIP. Let's just move on to the next chapter of this video, I guess. On to now a more complicated note. We will be making a model of the... Now this video might lag, so this might not be in the final cut, but I'll try my best. So here is a cube, and we will try to make the out of this. So yeah, so you might be wondering, how am I making all of this? Well, you see, I have learned Blender now, and I am ready to show my epicest skills. And I accidentally clicked on sculpt mode. Alright, awesome. Okay, that doesn't stop me. Check this out, alright? Like, this is actually crazy, dude. I'm gonna make a T now. Check this out. Whoa! Crazy, isn't it? That's cool, I guess, but I don't think it quite matches with what we have. This one will be a bit shorter, but it definitely works. Alright. This is our T. It's beautiful, isn't it? Alright. We're going to now move this to the sidelines, and then we're gonna bring back a cube. Now, this cube will be the H. So just like before, we will expand this. However, this one will have a dark secret. I'm looking to see if this is the same size. Okay, so basically what we'll do is we're gonna move this in the x-axis there, and then we'll just hit Control A, all transforms, and then you'll go into the modifiers, and then we'll apply a mirror modifier. Where's that? Mirror. There we go. Beautiful. Then we will go back into here. We will make a double cut. No, I will make a double cut. No, that's too much. That's better. Nice. Okay, and then we will just about expand it in the center. Wait. Beautiful, I think. And then I believe, oh shit. Okay. Alright, listen to me, alright? Bad idea. Check this out. We apply, god damn it. We apply this. It's gonna take a while to load, but as soon as it applies, it then basically creates a mesh. And then we use this and we hit edge. And then just expand it. Perfect. Amazing. Look at this H. Shut the fuck up. This doesn't happen, dude. Please. Okay. Awesome. Dude, what? No. That is sad, bro. There. I should have put it now. If it doesn't work, then it's not my fault. Jeez. Yeah, I guess it's gonna have that bit of jittering. I can't really do anything about that. Whatever. We are now gonna make the E. Now, as you can see, I'm using cubes to make this. This is very epic, right? And we're doing this because I already did an artistic video. So I was like, yeah, let's just do 2 artistic videos back to back, but I didn't want them to both be in MS Paint, so I was like, you know what, let's just do this, alright? So this one will use the cut feature, and I think I'll cut it 5 times, or 6, because, yeah, that looks reasonable, I guess. So if I expand these, does that make a good E? Okay, and then take this and then X. There we go. And there we have it. We have the as a model in Blender. Alright, this will do for that. Let's now move, this was just a bit of a shorter one, but you know, it balanced out the previous one, which was like a bit longer. So let's move on to the next section. So we've looked at what it can do, we've looked at other stuff about the, and we've also looked at combinations of the. But what about reviewing each letter of the individually? Let's start with the first letter of the, T. Now, T is a special letter because this letter seems to be very static. So let's see its evolution at first. So here is T's evolution. So it started off in Egyptian with this X-like character, and then the Phoenicians took it and then a bit rotated it, right? And in between we also had other stuff which included like some later different distinctions for T here, but what matters is the modern T. So enter the Greeks. They took the letter of the Phoenicians and converted it into tau or taf. So that became a Greek letter, and from there it entered into Latin, which they didn't have lowercase letters. So since they didn't have lowercase letters, they had to this letter had to also go through another evolution, which meant that they had to be converted into Rurik, and then from Rurik they became cursive, and then from cursive we've got basically the modern day like lowercase letters. And since we had the lowercase letters, we combined the lowercase letters with the uppercase letter to create T, and that became a T. Now let's look at the phonology of T now, which is going to be interesting. So T makes a voiceless alveolar plosive. Now, a voiceless alveolar plosive is basically a T sound. And yes, if you have been flabbergasted by this, that is actually how most sounds actually look. So that is what sound T makes. However, it doesn't only make the sound in English. You see, in English, it can also make a sh sound, like in the word nation or other words, right? In words that generally end in sh, nation. National, nation, and other stuff, but it's not just nation, just can't really come up with a word on the spot here, because this video is entirely unedited. Now, let's see what other sound it makes, and this one is the important one for this video. When combined with an H, T makes a dental fricative. A dental fricative is basically th or the. Th is a voiceless dental fricative, and the is a voiced dental fricative. Now, this is true in every case except for the word Thomas, because, you know, in the word Thomas, th makes t, and in the word time, as in time, that is absolutely T-H-Y-M-E. That is absolutely ridiculous, because why does it make a T? I don't understand, right? But you know what? Sometimes it has to make a voiceless alveolar plosive, while other times it has to make a dental fricative. I don't know, dude. But let's enter in the other sound T can make, or I guess lack of a sound. In words borrowed by French, sometimes when they end in T, the T is just silent. So in this word croquet, I think it's croquet, it can make it doesn't even make sound here, right? But I think when I say this word like croquet, it sounds like there is something there, you know, like how you say in British English when you say butter, or you don't say butter, you say butter, but like you can kind of visualize the sound. Like I can visualize the sound. So for example, I can give an example in Latin here. So in Latin, the word for shield is scutum. Now scutum. Now if you don't want to sound barbaric in Latin, you don't want to say scutum, scutum, like it's like you can hear the M, scutum, scutum. You don't want to pronounce that M very well, so you just say scutum, and that M is still in there, but it's not as visible. I felt the same thing for croquet, right? Croquet. Right, croquet. Like I just don't. There is no real need for there to exist a T, other than the fact that I guess it enhances the flavor of the word. You could say. Now, T also has some other usages. So, for example, we have T in sign language. This is in American Sign Language, and this is what poster you need to make with your hand. Now, with your hand, if you want to make if you make this poster, then you mean the letter T. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, this is how I write the letter T. Now, let me visualize. Okay, so here we are in MS Paint, so I'll show you why I write T this way and not this way. Now, please keep in mind that when I write this T, I write it when I'm like writing as like with hand and a pencil or a pen. In my computer, I do just this most of the time, or just this because it's just simpler. But when I'm writing, I'd usually just go this way, do that, and then make an H, right? And then for the E we complete like that, right? So as you can see, my T goes like this, and let's say I can make like the word like tough, right? So T O U, right? I do this in Greek too with like the letter N and the letter T. I usually combine them two to create one letter, or when like generally, or in Greek where we have S and then T, right? I'd usually just put them together to form like one like constituent letter like this, but usually my T's are gonna come out like this. And this apparently was created by what was this dude's name called? It was called William Prush, and he was basically from Cornwall apparently, and he made this letter to represent the voiceless dental fricative, aka the th sound. But I don't do that because, you know, it's cringe. Why would you, like, we have the th, all right? Like, if you're gonna do something, bring back thorn. This is like too similar to a t to actually use to represent the voiceless dental fricative, right? Like, there is no, like, this is just a T, but it's like a bit cursive in my opinion. Like, I don't really see it as anything out of the ordinary, you know. Now, let's see at the influences of T now, because T actually has made a bunch of influences. So, if you do not know, the Phoenician alphabet was passed down to the Greeks and then to the Romans, which created the modern day Latin alphabet. However, this alphabet of the Phoenicians was also passed to the peoples of Mesopotamia, and that created Hebrew and Arabic scripts. And those scripts were also passed down to peoples of Central Asia. And those peoples of Central Asia, we would also be able to see like the old Hungarian script, the old Turkic script, and the Mongol script. So a lot of languages in the world have actually destined only one script. So let's see the influences of the T in other languages. So, first of all, we have the Mongolian script, or Mongol. I don't know what's the difference between Mongol and Mongolian. Like, there's also like Korean or Koreatic and Japanese and Japonic things. I don't really understand what the differences between these are, but they probably have some big difference, but this doesn't matter for this. So we have the Mongolian Togrog. Now, I do not know what the Togrog is, but as you can see, this letter is very clearly derived from T, and that's what matters. Let's move on to the next letter, which we have the Kazakhstani Tenge. Now, from what I understand is Mongolian and Kazakhstan both use the Cyrillic script, but since their languages are not very Cyrillic, as you may know, what I mean by Cyrillic, I mean Slavic. Kazakhstani peoples, I think, speak Turkic, a Turkic language, while Mongols speak Mongolian, which is a Mongolic language. Now, Mongols speak Mongolian, which is a Mongolic language. So, these were basically, I think, extensions to the Cyrillic alphabet that would like basically add some other letters. In fact, Mongolian also uses a little theta from like that looks like this basically, but like that I think that makes like an sound. I'm not quite sure like an but this doesn't matter. Anyway, let's see the next one, which is the Bangladeshi Taka. Now, again, the Latin script made it through since like Indo-Europeans were using the script, right? What happened is, from what I understand, the old Persians would use a script, and then that script would got passed down to India, and then all of India's script basically became destined, basically had the common predecessor, which was the Phoenician alphabet. So that is cool, and now, what sound this makes, I suppose this also makes a T. I mean, they're pretty similar, and it's called the taka. So I suppose that all of these maybe make a T sound, but they may be like a bit different. Like instead of a T, it could make like instead of a T, it could make like a T or a T. Like it sounds like I don't know really in Cyrillic, you know. So that's cool. And lastly, but not least, we have the T. Of the Ge'ez alphabet. Now, Ge'ez is basically this alphabet, like if you do not know, and this alphabet here is basically the alphabet that they use in Ethiopia, from what I understand. Like that's where I've seen this mostly used, and again, this is also derived from the Phoenician script. So everything and anything that you've seen here is also derived from Phoenician. So that is pretty cool, and that is all of the informative things I had to say about tea. Now, let's switch our eyes to the review. What do I think of tea? Okay, so what is my opinion on this letter here, which is a T? Well, what I think of tea is simple. I like the design of it, okay? It's simple enough, you can get used to it, it's not complex, and it obviously fits with the alphabet very well because all letters do. However, my main concern about this letter is it's just it's a bit, you know, like it doesn't seem very unique, you know, like okay, like it doesn't, like to me it doesn't stick out very much, you know, like I want the letters to feel unique. So I would rate T for its consistency, simplicity, but also boringness. I would rate it an overall 7 out of 12. So a 7 out of 12 is okay, I guess. It's an alright rating, I guess. You could say it's like a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. We're gonna rate it that. But I would like to do it in a out of 12 scale here. So let's now move on to the next letter, which is H. So we've talked about the evolution and the history and the aspects of tough or T, but now it's time to move on to the second letter of that, which is H. Let's bring it on. So let's start off with the evolution of the letter, just like we did with tough. Now the evolution of H is pretty simple. So on the second image we have the Egyptian hieroglyph for fence. Then it got developed into Hasher, into the Proto-Sinaitic language, which is the first dotted letter. After that, it got passed on to the Phoenicians, which is the third dotted letter, as you can see, and they called it Heth. And then the sixth dotted letter became what we know as Heta in Greek, and after that it gradually developed into the Latin form we have today. However, H's history is a bit longer. You see, when the Phoenicians made the letter, it didn't represent the modern day H letter that we have. It was morely pronounced as a ha, 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 not a ha or something. It was just more like a ha. So when this letter got passed down to the Greeks originally intended it for an H, which is like h. But as time progressed, the Greeks converted it into more like an A sound, an E sound, which is still actually pronounced as E today. Now, what happened is that when this letter entered into Latin, the letter still had its original pronunciation intact. So in Latin it got entered into he, which existed in Latin, although most modern day Romance languages don't have an H sound, and then the rest was history as it developed into the modern H we have today. Now, H can be pronounced, the sound that H makes is called the voiceless glottal fricative, although as a Greek speaker I don't actually say h, I mostly just use the harsher one, which is a ha, which you can still understand, because when I say happy, you can still understand that I'm talking about happy. So yeah, that's cool, right? So this is a voiceless glottal fricative. Now, H is a very unique letter because this letter has been, I guess, cheated on, because you see, in most Romance languages today, H has absolutely no sound intact. Okay, like H is mostly silent in most Romance languages, and in Irish, in fact, it's not even an independent letter. If you use H for no reason, it doesn't do anything. So let's see one of the different combinations that you can make for H. CH. Now, as you can see here, we have a bit of a different pronunciation here for CH. So, CH makes a K in Italian and sometimes French, a sh in sometimes French and in Portuguese, and the ch in English and Espanol, or Spanish, I guess. So, as you can see, this letter has been massively, this is like different combination here, has massively changed in different languages, but we're not really here for CH. We are here for TH, which, as we've talked about, it makes dental fricative. Now, this was also the dental fricative in Latin, but yeah. Now, let's move on into something a bit different, right? So, when you hear the letter H, you come up with a letter, right? But what about its name itself? So, there is this debate going on with H or H. You see, most letters in the English alphabet, such as F, M, L, N, O, P, etc., all have in their name their letter, like the letter that they represent. Even X has its sound in its name. However, H is a unique letter because it doesn't have its sound in its name. It's pronounced as H, and it's considered standard English to pronounce it as H. However, in Ireland, and mostly Irish English, they actually pronounce the letter as H. So they actually say H and spell it with an H in front of the letter. Now, young English speakers are starting to also come up and start using the H instead of H because it just makes more sense. I'm personally more pro H because I grew up with that and I don't really feel like changing to H, but I do use H occasionally. So yeah, I'm kind of in between here. Now, what is happening, right, is this is also like a key characteristic in Northern Ireland, where if you hear somebody call it H, you can mostly tell that they're most likely going to be an English Protestant, but if you hear someone call it H, they're most likely an Irish Catholic. Now, this is a nice characteristic because this name has actually, been divided here, and it seems that the English-speaking population, and mainly amongst the youth, they start to use H more often. Now, let's take a look at what other languages like to do with H. So let's take a look at Italian. So in Italian, H doesn't make a sound. Now, the reason why Italian has H intact as like a letter, even though it makes no sound, is because they try to differentiate homophones. So homophones are basically two words that sound identically but they mean different things. So in this situation we have anno and anno. They're pronounced the exact same way, but one is spelled with an H. Now I think anno with an H means they have. Any Italian speaker watching this video here, please correct me if I messed up the translation. And anno means year without the H. So this is basically why in Italian H exists, in order to, make this. Now, in Ukrainian, when you're trying to Latinify the language, basically, when we have a language that doesn't use the Latin alphabet, such as Russian, Ukrainian, Mongolian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, etc., we usually try to Latinize their language so that we can read it when we do not know what their alphabet sounds like. So when you try to Latinize Ukrainian, H is used for the third letter in their alphabet. Now, unlike in Russian, which this letter gamma makes a g sound, in Ukrainian it's a bit different and it's a bit more soft. It makes a r sound from what I understand, but it might also be a r sound, which is not voiced. Basically, I'm not talking about like r, I'm talking about like the same sound, but but I'm not quite sure how Ukrainian works, so this is a bit up to interpretation here, because from what I know, that sound that this letter makes is a r, but it might not be a r and it might be a h, but either way, for this letter in the Latinified version of Ukrainian, we use an H when we want to Latinize their language. And finally, as I mentioned before, in Irish the letter is not independent. However, the difference in Irish is the fact that the letter is used for lenition. Basically, from what I understand, is that in Irish, when you have a consonant and consonant, and then you add the H after that, you basically indicate that to make the consonant softer and more weak. So, from what I understand, that's basically what Irish likes to do with H, which is a nice mechanic, I guess, but H by itself makes absolutely no sound, so that's interesting. Now, let's look at a bit of a sister language, at the sister letter of H, which is going to be the Greek letter for E. Now, this in Greek we call this eta, and it makes a sound E. However, back when this letter got delivered to the Romans, it still made the sound H, which is why. However, now in modern Greek, usually this letter makes an E sound, and when I say usually, I mean most of the time, because, diphthongs, but I don't think there is a diphthong in Greek that makes this sound differently. So, now let's look at another letter that derived from the Greek E, but when this letter derived from the Greek E, the sound had already been changed to an E, so this letter that we're going to be looking at also makes an E sound. Enter the Cyrillic key. So this is also deriving from the Greek one. However, this one is used in Cyrillic, and it also makes an E sound for most of the time. I mean, in Ukrainian it makes a deep E, so like an E, but in Russian Cyrillic, that is, it makes an E sound. So that is about all that I had to talk about for H. Now, H. Let's take a look at what the H actually is like, because this is an interesting letter. So, let's proceed with a review. So, what do we have to say about H? Well, H is a beautiful letter in my opinion. This letter is one of my favorites, and I'm fascinated by the fact that in Russian Cyrillic, this letter makes an E sound, but there is also another letter that looks exactly like it, which is not this letter but this letter, and this letter makes a N sound. And I am fascinated by the fact that this letter, this poor letter here, derived from a sound which is not even used for anymore. Its original sound was a ha, but that sound is not used anymore. So I am fascinated by the fact that so many languages can just use it for different purposes, while sometimes it doesn't even make a sound. Sometimes it can make a sound, but it makes a different sound than another language. And generally, this letter is awesome for this reason, because it plays many different roles. It's basically like when you're at the theater, right? And when many of the actors got sick, so they set up replacement actors, and it's basically the actors, other actors playing like multiple roles at once. This is what H is doing, but it's playing all the roles at once basically, and it's very epic. Of course, it's very epic. Now, what about its design? Well, I really like its design. However, it's not very optimized, because when you're writing 8, I usually would have to do 3 different like strokes, if you can even call it that, like basically 3 lines, right? And to make an H, like a capital H, of course, to make it like optimized, it's not very easy. However, I'm not going to be judging that, because an H is a capitalized letter, and capitalized letters are not really meant for optimization. So, wait. So, I'm not going to be judging the capitalized form not being optimized to hard. However, I will judge the lowercase form of H, which I have a problem with. Whoops, wrong keyboard. I have a problem with this. So, the problem I have with it is that it's too similar to another letter N. So, as you can see, sometimes when I'm writing quickly, right, and I don't make the stroke big enough, this letter looks like an N, and then like there is a bit of confusion going on, right? So this is why I'm not that big of a fan of the lowercase form. However, it's still a nice letter. So overall, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 12. Better than tau, that is for sure. So now let's move on to the final letter, E. So a bit of a change of a plan here. So what we're going to be doing instead, we will be making a character for the before I actually review E. And then we will code this character into Get Our Well. So let's immediately begin into it. So my original plan for this was for me to just remove the face and then make it a there. So that's what I'm going to do. But as you can see when I'm recording, the program a bit lags, but what can you do, right? So I would normally use the content aware fill, but I don't think it's worth it this time, because it's like I'd anyways like use a million effects, so most of this will not even be visible after that, like the bloopers and shit. So we can just do this, right? So this is good enough. This is good enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna pick dark color, and we're just gonna type the on this face. Yeah, as you can see, I'm very intimate with this. So this dude's name, this is now the man. All right, I don't know, but I felt like adding even more this to him, because you know that'll be much more fun. Just try and rotate. Wait, hold up. Did I get the ability to rotate? There we go. That's better. Can do this. And then type the. So as you can see, so far this is going pretty well. If I need to, I will change them. I've already thought of how we're gonna be implementing this in the game. I just hope it works, so we can mess around with the luminosity of this to make it a bit cool. That doesn't look as great. Ooh. What about that? Ooh, that looks epic. All right, let's now go into artistic and an ink stretch. I think that'll do. Let's see. Is this good? Wait, it's loading. Hold up. Okay. Coloring. I can't see colors. This video is in black and white. So yeah. So as you can see, this is going pretty well so far. I found this character or this dude in like a show or some. So I was like, okay, let's just crop this and it'll work well. So now I'm just looking at other effects I can add on this, because that's just how I make my characters basically. So I can go into the store, but the store doesn't have very good things. So we can go into the stylize. You can't actually be seeing these, because if you could, then I couldn't use them because of the lag. So I'm gonna use a bit of majority here. Let's see, does this look good? Well, it looks good, but the there part goes away, and I want the there to stay, right? So, uh, hmm, I don't know. Doesn't look too good. Yeah, there is a bunch of experimenting when you're making a character, and this is basically what I'm doing. So I know there isn't too much there on these, but when we will make the character will have a pretty they-ish mechanic. So what I can do is I can row shifter. I've never used this before. What this does? Oh crap! What is going on? Oh my god! What? Can we please go back to normal? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we're not using that. I was so confused. Yeah, so you just have to mess around. I have a million plugins into this, thanks to my friend Benafai or Wiltram or whatever you want to call him. And he gave me a million effects for this, so that's cool. So let's see. Hexagon grid, no. Julia Fracture. No, I don't want. No, don't turn him into that. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of experimenting that goes into making a character. Let's try a bit of fragment. What is that? I've never used this before. So this is cool because it's like a blur thing. But the problem I have with this. Ooh. Ooh. Wait. Yeah, I don't think I can use decimals. Can I use decimals? No, I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't use decimals. Okay, I'm gonna put it 1. And then I will enhance a bit of the flavor on there by like just using the regular thing. As you can see, it's not the best when it comes to lag. But we can like enhance this by just typing over it basically. Or sorry, why am I typing over this? I could just, oh no, oh no, okay. Just do that. Yeah, just do that. It looks like that, right? Like, don't tell me this doesn't look like that. Like, you can tell this is a that. Like, from far away, it looks very that-like. So it's gonna be the man. That's how I'm gonna call this dude. I think this might be a missed opportunity. I might turn this into a character, like a proper character later on. But you know what? That is so far very awesome. So what is this? No, that's not cool, dude. That is not cool. So on the distortion filter, most of these are just blurs, and we. Oh, advanced. Yeah, advanced or artistic. I mean, sorry, line tracer. What does this do? Oh, no, I don't want this again. No. Okay. Turn it black and white, just in case. Actually, wait, contrast. That's cool. I can make it. I can make it bit. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like that. That is cool so far. And then we're gonna go a bit. Yeah. First of all, turn it black and white, just in case. I wanna see what it's like with inverted colors, just in case it looks better. I doubt that. Whatever. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. And then we'll. No, the sepia filter just adds color. Damn it. Yeah. So if you're wondering why my computer is in black and white, I am using black and white monitor right now. Oh, and the reason why I'm doing that is not that I'm like stupid or anything, right? I know what I'm doing, but I'm using this because I wanna feel more special when I get the new computer. Because currently I'm working towards a goal to get a new computer. I wanna see what this was like before. What is better? I think this is good. Yeah, okay. So, I'm working on a goal to get a new computer because as you can see, this is not running the best. And this is literally a paint program. So, yeah. What the heck is this? What the? No, that just makes it pixelated. I don't like that. Alright. And basically I'm working towards a goal to get a new computer, and when I get the new computer I'm planning to just turn on the color so it feels more special, you know. That is basically why I'm doing this. No, don't do that. I don't like this effect. I always click on that effect, even though, like, I know what it does. Like, I don't know what is wrong with me. Quad flip. What does that do? What? No, I don't. Okay. Hold up. Okay. Wait. Straighten? No, we don't want that. What is that effect I wanted to use? Pixel drag. There we go. That's the thing I wanted. That. Eh. So I could use infinite of these, but like I don't like that. So we could use this, but magnitude, maybe like a bit less, but it's like a subtle detail that will like get this right. Yeah, like see the difference? Like, it's a subtle detail, but it works. I think this is gonna do for the character. So now let's move on to reviewing E, and then we are going to code this character into my video game, which we're going to do, and then we will move on to some other things. So let's do that. So now let's start up with the review for the last letter of the word, the E. Now E is a very interesting letter because this time its evolution is a bit different. So let's take a look. So as you can see here, it started as a man waving his hands, and then it was basically the same thing in Proto-Sinaitic, but it was just a bit simplified from the Egyptian hieroglyphic. Now this was usually most likely used to call somebody. So it's just like kind of a vocative thing where you just be like, hey, bro, are there, right? That kind of thing. So that's basically what this hieroglyph or letter, I guess, was used for. Then in Proto-Canaanite, we can see it being used as a bit similar to our modern E, except that it's flipped. And then we get the Phoenician He, from which the Etruscan E arrived, but that doesn't matter because we care about the E, the epsilon in Greek, which obviously made it to the Latin and Cyrillic scripts later on. Now, let's take a look at a thing that happened here, which you can very clearly see, alright? So, in the Egyptian hieroglyph, the dude is looking towards the left. In the Proto-Canaanite, Hilul, and in the Phoenician, the E is like pointed towards the left. But as soon as we make it to Greek, the Greeks flipped it. Why is that the case, and why did E just kind of flip after that? Well, let me show you an example of what was going on back in the day. So, this is how people back in the day would write. So, as you can see, they would start up a line, it would go down, like, it will go straight like this, and then it would go down a line and then start in the opposite direction. And the letters would also flip to match the way of writing. Now, since in Greece and in the Latin Empire, in the Roman Empire, the standard for writing started to become right to left instead of left to right. A lot of the previous letters started getting flipped around due to that fact, because most people were right-handed, so it was more optimized to go from right to left and instead from left to right. So at least when writing dominant scholars, but this system here was developed from writing right to left and then left to right and then right to left and then left to right. Was developed because in stone, writing in stone, it was mostly easier to do that, I guess. So that is cool. But what happened with the letter E, and what sound does E make? So E is a vowel, so we're not gonna have the same things that we did with before. However, when E was in the Phoenician alphabet, it used to make a sound similar to H, so it would sound more like a H sound. So when you'd see an A or E, I guess, it would make a H sound and make an S sound, I think, for foreign words, but who cares about foreign words? We care about native words, So, and that's all good and done, but basically what ended up happening is that as soon as the Greeks got the letter, they didn't have that sound, because as we've examined before, the Greeks had taken like a million other H's. Like we've already took the, like, predecessor to the H to use it for a H, but then we also took an X-like letter to use for a H. So a lot of letters like that, like we didn't really have these sounds, right? So the Greeks were the first peoples to like incorporate vowels into an alphabet, because before then alphabets didn't exist. It was an abjad, and abjads are basically alphabets but without vowels, and vowels are meant to be interpreted, which is better than a logograph, which is basically what the Egyptian hieroglyphs were, where you had no indication of what sound the word would make. You just had to guess it, basically. Well, in abjad, you had to only guess the vowels, but I think their patterns are very predictable, right? So that it's not like impossible, right? But Greeks added vowels into their into the abjad, which made it into an alphabet. Side note: when you take the Greek letter alpha and the Greek letter beta, that's how the word alphabet came from, which is a nice and interesting thing. Now, what happened is that when in English, right? In English, this letter got delivered. It used to make an a long A sound, right? So it made an E and an A sound. However, what ended up happening is that after the great vowel shift, the great vowel shift in England that happened, the vowel E got replaced by an E. So words like me and be got replaced by me and b, while the short form of the vowel still remained an E. Now, another thing that happened with E, which wasn't really happening in other Germanic languages, right? So A was always pronounced. However, ever since the French and the Norman invasions and stuff took place, England started basically getting influenced by the French a lot. And since they were French, they never pronounced the last letter of words. Since E was pretty commonly found in to be the last vowel of a word, most of the times the last E would just be completely silent. So the word image would not be pronounced image anymore. Instead, it would be pronounced as image, as we can see in the IPA pronunciation of the word. So basically, E just became silent at the end of words. Now, another pretty interesting characteristic of E is that it's the most common letter in English and in other languages too, which open up some very interesting possibilities with E. Now, one thing is basically people like to do what it's called constrained writing, and the most popular constrained writing form seems to be write without using the letter E. I found this book here, right, one sec, where this author here made the book of Genesis without using the letter E, which is extremely impressive when you think about it, because words like heaven, hell, created, earth, all of those words use the letter E, including the. So, the Garden of Eve, read the Garden of Eve, because the only word you could use from that is off. Alright, Eve has E in it, garden has E in it, they has E in it, so you can't really be typing like this. But this author here managed to convert Genesis into initial instructions to celebrate the book of Genesis in lipogram, which is basically constrained writing. Another thing that E likes to do, since it's a very popular letter among languages, what has ended up happening is that E has had many ancestors and many siblings of other alphabets. Now, one of these is obviously the Greek letter epsilon, which is the ancestor to, well, the Latin E. We also have the ancestor to the Greek letter epsilon, which is the Semitic letter He. Now we have a few other letters, such as the Cyrillic E, which is practically the exact same as the Latin one, and it makes the sound ye. We have a Ukrainian ye here, which is just a little bit different, and the Cyrillic E makes an E in Ukrainian. We have a Cyrillic E, which is just the Ukrainian letter but flipped. We have a Coptic A, which is similar enough to the Ukrainian Y, I guess. We also have the Old Italic letter and the Gothic letter. But what I find the most interesting, out of these to be the Rurik letter. Now the Rurik letter, as we can see here, is like an M. But when I was looking at this, it made me realize how similar E is to M, because M is just kind of flipped, I guess, and it's like the edges need to just a bit smooth, like a bit strained out. So as we can see here, that's the runic letter Echvaz, which is possibly a descendant of Old Italic E. So that just about covers the letter E. Now we are going to move on to coding the character, the man, into my video game. Let's go. Alright, and welcome to God of Well, my video game, where we're going to try and code the character I've designed. You might be wondering why I'm looking down. As you can tell, there's a lot of lag. That doesn't matter though, because we will be coding now. So what will we go for? We will open the new NPC folder in here, and we will right click. And when I say right click, I mean we will take a character to copy from, because it's easier, okay? It's gonna take, I don't know how to make a character from scratch, so we're gonna copy paste Adonis, because that is the closest thing I have to what we're gonna be doing. So the concept for our character would be that it will roam around randomly, and when it sees you, it will run towards you, and when it catches you, it just says the, and then it just makes you type the in a box, which that's the whole concept. So, and then after that, basically what will happen is the dude will literally just peace out, and then will just disappear, and you will not see him again, basically. And that is the whole point of the character. He just gets you, makes you type the, and then as soon as it makes you type that, you ended it there. So let's open up the man blueprint here, which we're gonna be doing. I'll try to code it. Oh my god, what the frick is this? Okay, what the frick? Okay, hold up. So when this happened, I didn't actually expect this. So we have a lot of things in here, as you can see. No need to worry about that. For now, oh my god, okay, let's disconnect the timer. That is one thing we can do. We can get rid of this. And generally, when I'm making a new character, I would do this, where I just delete everything. Now, as you can tell, this is kind of why I'm looking for a new PC, because as you can tell, the thing is lagging so horribly right now. But yeah. This character will be in the game, but there will be a secret level in there, which when the game releases in the next update, which will release in most likely a year, alright, 10 months, like, yeah, a year about from now, the update will release, because I'm still collecting money for the thing. Okay, so timer can go away, and then if you're active, do that. Nice. Okay, so camera management. Okay, camera management. Nice. So that's just the billboard. That's just for him to open doors. Was ist das? So I just did death, which is cool, I guess. I'm alright with that. Okay, let's see. So on. Oh my god, we have a bunch of sequences here. So is he bored? What is that? Once line trace by channel. If cast failed. So I see. So this seems to be What happens? Okay, so come here is so I need to make a new subtitle for this. Now the question is, do we make a new subtitle for this, or do I just make it play a sound? I mean, it'll be funny if I make a subtitle for this, but this is like, okay, we will leave it at that for now. Okay, so I'm looking at the code. Okay, so wait. Okay, so if he's bored, there is no boredom here. Whoops, I'm doing this. No, the man. Okay, just plug it there. All right, we don't care about this. We don't care about this. Oh my god. I'm planning to remove Adonis from the game as a character, and holy shit, this code is disgusting. I'll have to do so much stuff. Alright, so if false, this is his random movement. Okay. I need to organize the code a bit. But yeah, okay, hold up. If true is talking, so if it's talking, what is talking? No. There is no talking here. There is no talking. So, continuing with this, so this is this thing here called talking. I don't know what that is. So if he's not evil, then that, oh my god, okay. So that is his ability to see. What about this one? Change effects. What is this? I think that's like for death. Yeah, for when he kills you. What happens, basically, my man here, I didn't have time to make him have a jump scare because that would be too ridiculous for a video like this. So we're just gonna roll with what we have here, okay? I'll be the voice actor because I don't want to bother anyone with this stupidity. So yeah, so he's talking if he's false because we don't care about that. What is this? So if he's not close by, what is happening is checking again if you died, and if true, what? Oh, so then this moves towards you when he sees you, I think, from what I understood. So if evil and then not grabbed, what's the point of this branch again? Trying to optimize the code here, but this dude is ridiculous. Okay, the code, I mean, is ridiculous. So okay, that works. Cool. Okay. What now? I guess. Oh God. God. Okay. When does grab take place? Okay, so when he's close to you, then like your stuff getting put in here. I'm trying to understand this, but at the same time, this is a bit ridiculous. Ha. I see. You know what? Well, why not rebrand that to freaking... Okay, you know what? I'll rebrand this variable here to be the man, because he'll catch you anyways. So hold up, going to the main player here, we can see the like possible variables that exist. Tony's dead. Oh my god, am I gonna really be doing this right now? What is this? Oh god, I forgot I did all of this stuff. God damn. Ugh, this is not at the point of the video. What is this? This is combining items. I have so many questions, but wait, let me try to find the Adonis thing. So what I'm planning to do is basically remove Adonis from the game while securing the man's position in the game. So before I even start coding the man, which is pretty crazy, right? All I'll have to do is just find Adonis And after I find Adonis, then there is no point, right? So we just have to wait, see, and yeah, I'm very bored when I'm usually clicking on stuff like this because this is very annoying. So what is this saying? Is Adonis killing? No, no, my man Adonis is not killing. Fruk, was ist das? Is Adonis bored? Okay, so is Adonis killing? Do we care about this? Is this an important variable? I wish I could find references for this, but I have to remove it, otherwise like it'll break. Okay, wait, hold up. So I know isn't on this board is not really anywhere. I don't know even why this is in here, but I don't think we need this, so I can like remove this. So as you can see, it's taking a while to remove a single variable, and it's very crippling. This is mainly why I don't develop the game anymore. I stopped developing it like about a month ago because mostly for this reason. I'm just waiting to getting a computer right now. Can't wait to just be able to do stuff like so quickly, right? Because I have the ability to, but like it takes a while, you know. Okay, so isn't Don is dead. I do not know what this means. Like, this is annoying as heck whenever myself does this. So what is this? Difficulty. Right, okay. Uh-huh. I will remove Dentist of camera, of course, because this is not about... Sorry, I meant the Andonis of camera, of course, because this is not about Andonis. But I'm just trying to look to see if I can like change a few variables for this. And I think... okay. So, I'm looking is grab here and then set show mouse cursor. Wait. Ug. Enable input. Main player. Dentist. No. Enable input. Is caught Adonis. We don't care about this because the main difficulty of the man is supposed to come from how's it called? Like the main difficulty is meant to be coming from like the fact that if you get caught by him, he can be like playtime. So it's not supposed to pause the game. So you set. Aha, I see. So it stops your walk speed to do nothing here, but I think. Okay, so it stops your walk speed, and then it sets world location to hand, and is dying. If true, what happens? If it's true, is it death? Is it the starting death? It seems like him. Is caught Adonis. Interesting. Yeah, removing a character isn't easy. Okay, removing a character is not easy, and changing a character's code isn't easier either. So let's see. So is grab. Grab happens dying. I do not know what this is, but that's okay because who cares? So if you're not dying because you can't die, this is the very advanced thing where basically Adonis steals your stuff because that is like the original mechanic of the character. So was ist das? So unfinished playing Adonis animation. Was ist das? After death. So there just seems to be a lot of code on this part. Okay, cool. So I think all the code here can just be like evacuated basically. I could just delete this. Yep. Reset grab. Nope, nope. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Get rid of this, get rid of this. And there we go. So, I've removed a bunch of code here, which is pretty nice. Okay. So, I think that's good. Okay, that's okay. So, let's see what is this. So, on the begin playing, it sets the looping animation. We don't care about this because, yeah, we don't care about this. So, since we don't care about this, we can just delete it. Now, except for this character, all the other characters will have to be re-optimized because this is not optimized at all. But can I delete this? Okay, nice. So one thing I didn't do at the very start was actually replace Adonis himself with the proper sprite. So I named the sprite Moya for some reason. I don't know. But basically, this is the sprite. Now, I did dither it. I had to retype the, but basically, here is the man in Unreal Engine. Okay, there is nothing in the construction script. So, let's see. So, is evil, is walk. That is for the random movement. Lock is also for the random movement. Is grab, we need that. Possible locations. Was is das? Can I delete this? Okay. Put location. Can I delete this? Is talking. Can I delete this? Dock. Can I delete this? Adonis timer. Most likely can delete. Is have switch. Can delete. Switch slot. Delete. Dying. Delete. Change effects. Delete. Effects on gold. Delete. Okay. Yeah, it's difficult, like, traversing old code, even if it's like a month old. Like, I always forget, like, what I'm doing, dude. And yeah, I'm a bit rusty in Unreal Engine code. I really hope that after the year that passes, I don't, like, forget how to code. That will be such an embarrassment, dude. That will be such an embarrassment. But for now, let's see. So, what happens is Adonis just constantly, like, checks to see for you, so that's good. And when he does, it does that, which is nice. Okay, that is nice. Now, before we continue, I'm going to quickly, like, remove Adonis, but because, like, this has nothing to do with the game. I'll just quickly, like, remove references for him because, like, this will just make it easier to work with. A quick side note here that I would like to quickly mention. This is what I have to optimize here. Yeah, it's not gonna be very fun. I just wanted to get this out for the life of me, like, for real. So I'm practically done by removing him. The only thing that's left is just to remove him from the level, but that doesn't matter right now. So I actually figured out what these do. So killing is basically when Adonis catches you and you don't have any switch on you or any documents, because what Adonis would basically do is if you have documents, because in the game you have to collect documents in order to beat the game, right? And he basically, if he catches you, he kills you if you don't have any documents. If you do, he steals your document, or if you have sweets, he takes your sweets. But basically, documents, if you don't have any documents, he starts to kill you, and that happens. Now, dead is when he actually steals your document or takes your sweets. He actually teleports to a specific room because I was bored to code him to get destroyed and, like, code a whole spawner for him. So I just teleported him into a random room in, like, the middle of nowhere that did absolutely nothing. I'm probably not even going to remove that. And then is caught and Adonis is basically when he catches you and talks to you and blah, 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 I'm gonna kill you, blah, 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 blah. And that's basically what happens. But, like, nobody actually cares about this because you guys are not here to see Adonis get removed. You're here to see the man get added into the game. Now, here's the thing, right? The man already has Adonis's things set up, and I'll just keep it that way. I'll just keep the Adonis location that way so she can have random movement so that it's not even underwhelming. So, with that happening, oh wait, what? Speeds. Okay, I would like to remind the people that in a possible case that the blueprints break, I'm at fault. So yeah, anyway, let's see. So let me quickly review the code. So here, this is for the billboard, this is for the doors, this is checking if you've died, and then if you go down here, this is basically random. No, this is for him to check if he sees you, and if he does see you, he sets something. Now, let's quickly code a subtitle for him, which isn't even going to be that hard. All I have to do is just type subtitle in here, and I believe it's in like in one of these. I think it's in test subtitle because I'm using the Advantage of Games with Victor Stobovsky project here to make this, so that's cool. Now let's take a look. Oh god, yeah, this code is extremely unoptimized. What the heck? Okay. Oh great, I forgot. I can't see color. You know why? You know why? Adonis is there. Why not just replace Adonis with that? So if we go in is it subtitle? No, wait. Subtitle names, yes. That's in here. Oh my god, I just remembered how long this is gonna take. Oh shit. Okay. Whatever. So this is the subtitle list, Eng for English. I made my friend Andrea Di Ma like do an Italian translation, but that's not going anywhere. So as you can see, we have a bunch of stuff here. So bye bye, 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 bye bye. And then what we're gonna do is just the man, the volume as normal, Adonis stays, and then there's just gonna be the. I'm just gonna type it that way because it's better. Now, a row name. What do we name this? The man, the. Copy that because that's very important. And then we go in the subtitle list. Now, to remove subtitles, this is gonna take a while. As you can see, I click. Oh, that. Oh, yes, there are way too many stacked up on top of each other, then it lags. Okay, gotcha. So just, as you can see, it's taking a bit of a while here. I really hope no compile errors are going to take place. I will be optimizing the game when I get the new computer, but for now, check that. Alright, now, let's go back into the... Is it the... Okay, so... from what I remember, if I go in here and type character, oh god, okay, so yes, in here if I type character, all of these are practically like IFAS characters, they'll just get replaced, but I'm scared to delete them for now. So, we have only George, Dentist, and Marcus. Linder doesn't speak, and Adonis, which is turning into the man, right? How is this? Okay, the man. Epic. Save that because that needs to be saved. And in yep, as I mentioned it. So that's cool. Okay, so let's go now to the man, and in theory, yep, as I expected, the. Now small subtitle anyways does all of these things because, yep. So wait, Mark no locker, no, the man. What is the subtitle? So, I'm the voice actor. I can, like, show you what it plays. Hold up. The man. So, check this out. Yeah, that is basically what it is. It's just that. So that's cool. I can't believe I'm making a joke character, and in exchange I'm removing an actual serious character. Now, you may be wondering, Andrew, where are you removing a serious character from the game? Well, to that I answer, I'm not doing this because of the man. I wanted to remove Adonis, like, from the beginning, but I didn't find an excuse to do that because, like, as I said, I don't know, dude. The code will be, like, the first thing I'm trying to optimize it. Because, okay, I am moving my mouse right now. I want to just mention this right now. I'm moving my mouse on the level right now. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, crap. Okay. I'm holding S right now. I'm holding S. Okay, holding E. Okay. Hold up. As you can see, my computer doesn't fare the best. Now, you might be saying, Andrew, why is your computer this weak? Well, you see, Unreal Engine recommends an 8 GB RAM for minimum. What my computer has is 4 GB RAM. So what ends up happening is well, death. That's basically all. Oh god. And now I'm searching for Andones in like a very, very disgustingly awful way so that I don't load the whole map at once. Now, if you're wondering, I did try to make render distance in the game and it went horribly and the game lagged even more than it did. So, I am keeping this. Alright. Where are you? You are going to vanish to the Shadow Realm. Bye-bye. I will remove the character later on too, after I'm done with this recording, of course, because frankly, recording and then deleting a character is not gonna do me very well. So, hello, entering our man here, the man. So this is the replacement, but he won't actually be in the game because the concept is so stupid. But for the laws, I am going to implement him into the level. You will be able to find him in the game, but you will be able to find him in a secret level that will exist. And if you were willing to find the level, you will see him in game when the update comes out. But for now, we've added him. Now, since this has happened, so when he sees the dude, the character, I mean the player, he becomes evil. Now, when he's evil, then he like starts chasing you basically, and then when he catches you, all this stuff happens, and then okay, so too lazy to code that. So grab, when it grabs you, now it's time to actually code the character. Yes, 25 minutes, we have just been here removing code to set up for the code here. So, everything has been basically set up. Where do I put widgets? That's the question. Oh, main, most likely. Yeah, this is just basically an unorganized folder of everything. Don't ask, don't ask, don't ask. Okay, let's right-click, blueprint. No, not a blueprint glass, god damn it. Crap. This is gonna take some time. Close this. Okay, right click. User interface, widget. And I'm gonna type this. The man. The. So, I will not bother too much on this because, well, frankly, again, I don't need to bother too much on this, but let's just do it. So, I'm gonna open the man then. As you can tell, it's not doing the best. It's trying its hardest to open an empty blueprint. When is this thing opening? Oh, by the way, I want to also mention that this whole time I've been recording on my small monitor. If I'd been recording this on my big monitor, I probably wouldn't even be able to. Okay, great, auto-saving, oh my god, bro. So yeah, as you can tell, my computer isn't faring the best here. And I am not allowed to cut any of this out, except for when I'll actually hit play, because I would have to also resolve the compilers, those don't need to be shown, because there is no point, as this video is about them. And yeah, not anything about anything else. Alright, I've already shown too much of Andones being removed. There was no point in doing that right now. But the reason why I did it is so that I can replace him with the man and then just get the man off of the actual level. Because I don't... yeah. So as you can see, auto-saving is taking a while. Yeah. But you know, I know nobody's gonna be like here to watch this. Like actually nobody is. So guess what? I'm not cutting this part out because it adds more time to the recording, and since it's doing that, epic. Alright. This video here that I'm recording is practically like a regular Get Well development episode, Get Well S development episode, but now the game is Get Well. So most of you viewers on my channel who have been watching the channel since those development videos would be very confused why it's now Get Well and stuff. If you want, you can join the Discord server. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'll ask like one of my friends who has Nitro to just like make an infinite non-expiring link, and then I'll just make sure to send it to you guys in the description. So if you would like to join the server, please do, because this game is very awesome and it has the money in it, at least for now. So just right now I'm waiting. Nothing much to say really. Okay, it's starting to do stuff. I think what is happening is that because I didn't compile everything also now has to compile. That's why it's taking like extraordinarily long. But don't expect this to be like long as in like, oh, so this is why it's taking this long. No, it always takes this long. But finally, we have made it. This took a few minutes, but that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. That was faster than normal, actually. If I had some website or like some stuff open, that would have taken even more. So, yep. Alright. So, only permits a single line of text to be entered. No children. Alright. That's cool. I'm cool with this. Alright. This is what we're going to be using. And we're going to make this like really large. And then we're going to put this in the center of the screen. That's whatever, alright, that is like almost perfect. So hint text, isn't this awesome? Oh, no, we want this to be big. Make this big, please. No, not that big, there was no need for that. Alright, okay, now I need to, I have an idea how to do this. Okay, so let's add a background first of all. Yeah, good idea. So to add a background, what I do is I just do this, add a like white image behind everything, and then just do this, right? And then what I do is, obviously this is not gonna be a background, like no one does that. So just make this black, and then the opacity, just like you set the opacity to some, so that like that becomes a background. So that's cool. Now let's actually set up this a bit more, because you know, so style, box, no box, image, what about fan? No. Okay then, background image, fan. Like I want to, all of these are white. Why did this become black all of a sudden? What? Okay, I don't want any of this. Okay, so we're just gonna, should I make the text box black with the, good idea. I'm gonna make the box black with a white outline, so I don't actually have to like make a freaking design for this, because I'm not willing to make a design for some. There's a joke. Okay, I'm not taking this joke this far. Is this transparent? Don't want this to be transparent. No. Okay, wait. Font. Let's choose a family font for this. Not roboto, that's cringe. Let's just use this. And then just wait. And to set the color of the text. But how do I set the color of the text? Was ist das? Vertical box, vertical box, vertical box. No, 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 nobody cares about this. No, wait. Text maybe. Nope. Like there's gotta be some on font that like you can like customize it. There isn't? There ain't no way there isn't something to customize this. Dude. What is this? Background color? I can't figure out. Okay. A vertical box, vertical top, horizontal. I do not know what all of these are. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing when working with stuff like this. It's so annoying. I figured it out once, didn't I? Hold up. Book. That still exists. Book of widget. This is a. Oh wow! Did not know I dithered this thing too. Wow, I'm insane, bro. So this is a line. This text. So everything on this is like transparent. It seems. Is it just everything transparent? And then. Is everything else just left the same? Are you for real right now? Color of white. Color of white. Color. So that was only the background of the thing though. Document. What is the document? I also had figured it out in here with text box. You know what? I'm just gonna copy and paste one of these. I'm bored. Like, I actually hate to figure these things out. Hold up. So as you can very clearly tell, I'm not very in the mood for this because it's so annoying figuring out stuff like this. I'm dying. Okay. Okay. Finally. Okay. You know what? This looks good. This looks good. I think I figured it out. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, just click this, right? Just add a background image. But look, okay. I don't wanna figure this out anymore. So just do this. All right, that's good. That is whatever. Make the background image larger. Make this be black. All right, nice. See. Just makes it black. Okay. Now, I thought the autosave thing just came up to me and was like, bro. Okay. No. At the line. The line. Okay. So here's my idea. I'll just find everything that's just that, and just make sure it has the correct color. I swear, I saw like a gray thing. There we go, color of white. Right, let's... what color do we want? Just plain white, right? Just plain white. That was one thing. Plain white. Plain white. Plain white. I said plain white. Huh? What? There's a thing that said read only. No, it's not gonna be read only. Why is this? Oh, this is what I don't understand. What is this? You have no idea how difficult this is. I have no idea how difficult this actually is. Just trying to figure that out is actually frigging annoying. Font size. Undo. Oh, so you have to compile for stuff to... Ah, that is so annoying, bro. That is actually annoying. So, does that mean I have to... Do I have to compile? Yes. Are you actually for real, though? Like, why did this happen? Oh, this is because this is a multi-line text box. Forgot about that, actually. Well, the password thing isn't the multi-line text box. Oh crap! But this one doesn't even have color for this, so I have to use the multi-line text box. Awesome. We have established that. That's great. The font is making 100, please. Okay. We're gonna use this font and then make this even smaller. Epic. Okay. Finally, I've got to something that I'm like a bit happy with. It's not the best. And this is what I'm mostly scared of. I don't want people to do this, but it's like a joke thing. So is it really a position to do this? So the hint text is just gonna say the. Just the. Right, just the. And then what you're supposed to type is just supposed to type the. We have established that, at least. Nice. Let's just get another image in this, please. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna put this even before that, so that it's a bit more nice. Okay. Cool. 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 Epic. That is beautiful. Finally, I've got with a design that I am happy about. Holy, this is what coding is like, by the way, like I swear. And we haven't even coded it anything yet for now. So, yeah. So here's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do a create widget. And then what widget would this be? Them and the. And then add to viewport. That is nice. And now this has happened. And then, since this is on event tick, right? This is on event tick. What is this? Character movement. Stop. Movement immediately. That is so cool, dude. That is so cool, dude. And now all you have to do in this, okay, and then here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to add an event here, custom event, disappear, and then what we're gonna do, oh my god, okay, what we're gonna do is you're just gonna get the sprite, should probably rename, nice, so we're just gonna get the man here, I'm just gonna set opacity, alpha, excuse me, okay, it's so I have to set sprite color, okay, gotcha, set sprite color, but it's not gonna be this way, right? We're gonna make a timeline. Disappear, die, do, okay, yeah, let's open this. I'm just gonna make a float track, and I'm just gonna basically say death. How long would the disappear take? Let's make it 5 seconds, why not? That is beautiful. So far, I just add a keyframe. Whoops. Click on this. 5. And this is very awesome. How do I move in here? Right click. Right, okay. So, oh boy. Okay. Let's come back in here, and we have death. Split struct pin. 1 1 1. Actually, this should be 1. Then this should be 0. This should be 1 because it's starting with max opacity. Nice, okay. And then just plug this in. And then when finished, we're just going to destroy character. No. Destroy actor, sorry. I forgot. Epic. And that is just how this is gonna work. Epic, isn't it? Was ist das? Okay, now that happened, we can continue with this. Now, basically, what's gonna happen is that as soon as you're in here, on the event tag, it's just gonna, we're gonna get this, and then we're just gonna get text. Get text multi-line text box. That's basically it. And we're just gonna get equal, case insensitive because we don't care, and then text. Wait, hold up. How is that called again? Make text, maybe? Make literal text, I forgot that word. Yeah, and I'm just gonna type the. Yeah, just the, like, hold up. The. It doesn't matter if you capitalize it or not. Just made it that way, made it clear. And if false would do nothing, and if true, as soon as you type that, it's just gonna remove from parent, and then see, as you can see, I'm like losing my mind. Holy crap! So what happens when you remove a widget again? I forget. Okay. Enable input, set input mode, remove from parent. Okay, so I just need to enable input. Okay, there is nothing else other than that. Okay, weird. I thought there was more, but okay. Let's go. There was supposed to be a target here. Isn't that like I have to cast to the main player? I have to like cast the main player, don't I? Hold up. Target is... Yep, I have to cast to the main player. So go back. No, it's in the man, the widget. Okay, so this should not be the place that goes to. If true, cast to main player, get player character, yiddly, and then remove from parent. But before we do that, actually, We have to trigger the event. Yeah, okay, sure. Get all actors of class. The man. Hold up. Okay, so continuing with this, what you do here is we just turn off context sensitive for this one. And then we just type in here, how do I call it? Disappear, right? And as soon as this happens, we just plug it in, and that's it, I think. Yep. And just compile real quick. Okay, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Basically, what happened is that I have to compile this first for some reason, and then compile the other one. There we go, now that one's also compiled automatically. So, Adonis can go F itself, like, I don't care, dude, because you have been replaced, at least for this video. After this video is done, then we'll just you know, after this video is done. Okay, so, now what else do we have to do? Well, I have a problem with the position I placed my man here. You see, there, it's not going to be very practical to use him, so what I'm going to do is I'll just make this -0,0,0,0, and it just becomes basically extremely high. Now, I'll put him in the beginning classroom, and then I'll basically just wait for him to do stuff. Now, in theory, when I get the new computer, if I remember to, because again, this is not important, this is not on my priority list, being honest here. When I get a new computer, if I remember to, I'll buff him, and basically what will happen is that I'll make him like a full-on character, and like he'll basically have full mechanics. Instead of just typing there, he'll actually have like some mouse mechanically, and maybe he even makes it into the final cut of the game, which, if that happens, I'm going to be so just pleased with, because just imagine you add a character to your game because of a meme, like actually because of a freaking joke you made, you just add a character now. So as you can see, I'm slowly traversing the map. Not with great efficiency, of course, because efficiency was thrown out of the window years ago. Actually, the efficiency was never in the room in the first place. Efficiency will come after getting a new computer, but until then, there is no such thing as efficiency. I just have to pray that the game doesn't crash on me. And this is gonna be even more clear when I hit play, because, oh my god. This is lagging so badly. Okay. Move. Please. No, I have to. That is annoying. Come on. Move. Come on. Please. Oh my god, yes! Just go! Okay, GG. This is like the biggest GG of all time, bro. Alright. Time to test it. Are you ready to witness Adonis? Sorry, I said Adonis, I meant the man. Should I just name him Adonis the man? Like, just be the replacer of Adonis. Oh my god, this is... No! Oh my god, I forgot to... Basically, what happened is I forgot to enable him to just function. So I'm gonna like pause the recording, and now I guess I'm gonna just quickly enable him again. So wait. So guess what? Yeah, a few errors have popped up. Now, Adonis, as I said, we don't care about. All right, like that's pretty obvious, but the document password was a bit of a surprising one. Now, to those who are saying, oh, it's pretty obvious why that happened. No, it's not. I didn't actually change any of the code of the document. The only thing that I did is just copy paste some code from there to put for the man. So that happening is a bit unexpected. But it seems that the property is associated with Kot Andonis. I see ya. Okay, so I was gonna say like, oh, I'm about to okay, what the heck is happening? As you can see, as soon as like I hit play once, all of my FPS just goes to the dumpster. Just hit this again so I can like click what. In fact, I would like to mention that the whole like duration of the play, like while I was waiting for the play, I ate 2 crepes, right? Like crepes. You know what I mean, right? Like the French thing, like like a tortilla but without a tortilla, right? Like a tortilla with Nutella or something like that. But basically, uh, that is just going to show how much I actually like did this. So let's hit play for once. Yes. And let's just hope the game just opens pretty much instantly. And when I say instantly, I mean it might take like 3 minutes. Wait. Okay, so some time has passed and my mouse has basically turned invisible. Now, when my mouse turns invisible, that means that the game is close, or at least somewhere near, to open. However, I will not be opening the game in full screen by any means because that is gonna crash everything. So, can't wait for this. Oh, by the way, this section of the video has almost been 1 hour. I betcha that if I had a great computer, it would have only been like 30 minutes. But nope, you have to wait. Ah, God, for real though. But yeah, if you want, like, to skip past this part, the reason why I'm just not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It has finally opened. This is a living. Oh my God, this is a miracle. Oh my. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh my God, it's George Davis pixelated. Yes, the game is looking hot now. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe this, dude. Oh my God. Okay. I haven't actually play tested George in a while. This is absolutely ridiculous. My computer has crashed. My computer has crashed. Oh my God, we're in. We're in. What's going on? What? What's going on? Why do I have my cursor up? Possess! No! What did I do? My mouse is stuck. Please tell me this stops the game. This like pauses the game or something. Please let my mouse out of this. Holy crap. This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis, guys, whenever I'm working with God of Well. Yeah. Come on, let my mouse out. I could press the Windows key, but that would be like painfully slow. Ugh, Alt tab it out. There we go, there we go. We have Alt tabbed it out. Oh my God, possess, please. Ugh, wait, this is taking so long. Okay, so I managed to get the game to open finally, but every time I press F8 to unpause the recording, this thing happens. And now I am again like unpossessed, so hold up. Let me try this. Ugh. Ugh. Wait. Okay. I was watching fucking shorts because this has been taking so long that I got this bored to actually open up the YouTube shorts algorithm. I'm not actually joking. I've been waiting for like 15 minutes for this to happen. And don't tell me I didn't enable him. I didn't enable him, did I? Dude! You have no idea how long I have been waiting. You have no idea how long I have been waiting. I have installed the shorts blocker on my phone, right? So what I did is I went in, I had to type a paragraph to be able to like remove the blocker, and I watched like 15 different shorts in this time span that this took me to open. This is taking incredibly long, okay? It's taking way too long. Okay, can I activate? Please tell me I can activate. Ah! Did he catch me? The door closed behind me. This is actually depressing, bro. This is actually depressing. Where am I? I wonder. Oh my god, I'm alive. Please! Oh my god. Have you opened? Please open. Okay. Number one thing we do, we press F2 here. I don't know, I think I might have to like change the resolution of these. Like, I have no idea how to like increase my performance here. I hear a bunch of doors just opening. Me. Epicest quality for an Unreal Engine game on my computer here. What is going on, dude? Dude, how many FPS is this? Oh my god, this is beyond help, dude. This is beyond help. Can I just restart the level? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, I can't. The thing that makes this so unbelievable is the fact I had to do. I was so bored. I had to like remove the blocker for swords, dude. This is the thing I am mostly like just sad about, because I'm gonna just quickly go enable it again. Hold up, I'll go quickly enable it again because like I'm not doing crap, dude. Alright. I don't want to be scrolling even more now, jeez. Uh, but I bet you that like I could disable the blocker by the time. So like to enable the blocker, you don't have to do anything. But like if I want to disable it, I have to type like a paragraph that it gives me. So yeah, as you can see, the game isn't performing all too well. As you can see, my mouse is moving like a mere like 2 FPS for real, and that is pretty clear what is going on. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this run just all away, and yeah, when you restart the level like this instead of like stopping and playing, it's faster, I think. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, the sound stopped. I don't know if this is a sign of my computer's death. Okay, no, it's not a sign of my computer's death. If it was a sign of my computer's death, it would have been crazy, dude. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, you have no idea the pain I'm going through. Like, people, alright? Like, everybody I know that has ever used Unreal Engine, um, I, I, like, this would have never happened to them. This is why, um, I just say get a good computer, guys, before you actually download Unreal Engine. Ugh. Oh my. So basically, Unreal Engine recommends an 8 GB RAM, while I have a 4 GB RAM. So basically, Unreal Engine like overflows the RAM, I think, and it just dies basically. Now, when I'll get a new computer, I will make sure to have it with a graphics card and a 16 GB RAM. Now, the one thing that is a disadvantage, I guess, to having a good computer is that when you make like a horribly optimized game, you won't notice because for you it's just gonna run perfectly, but for other people who have average computers, it's not gonna run so perfectly. However, I'm gonna take the risk because I have a laptop and I'm not just gonna be throwing this laptop away. I will continue keeping this. So in the case that God will is like horribly optimized, I'll be able to see because I'll be playtesting this game on my laptop too. So yeah, this is not even a computer, by the way. This is a laptop. So yeah, you can tell what's going on. HDD, I think it is, what the thing is called, the disc, for real. But yeah, I'm still waiting for this to open, by the way. My mouse works, but like it's just kind of captivated inside of this. So crazy, isn't it? Leaked footage of Andrew sneezing, dude. Epic. Oh my god, my mouse has disappeared. That is a great sign because when your mouse disappears, it means that the level is getting ready to open. Oh my god. OMG. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Greetings, hello, and welcome to my library.
Yes.
If you are new to the instruments myself, my name is George Davis,
I'm
and I
getting
will be
like,
your manager.
I think I'm getting
Today is a
like
very busy
1
day, so we need to get
FPM,
straight to work.
like
But
frame per
before we do
minute.
that, I need to check up on something. Well, I
But
am done.
whatever.
Please don't
I
touch
think I'm
anything.
getting 1
I will be
FPM
back
right now. I
soon.
have, because of my computer, I had to invent a new way of noting FPS. FPM, frames per minute. I get 1 FPM right now, dude. Average, like average FPM moment. I think like, oh. Dude, what? I don't even know what I am right now. Did you just leave? Dude, there's no way dude just left me like that. Oh no? Ah, I have to inject, hold up. Or eject, I guess. I don't know. I think I have to base, like, clicking eject is like a button up here, and then like, I can like manipulate the NPC, but I don't think it works. I might have to cut out this whole part of the video. It will be a very big shame if I have to cut this whole part out, actually. No, don't click on that. Okay. Active. Catch me, catch me, catch me! Please! Why are you not catching me? No! I have failed as a game developer, bro. I have failed. And I have to just... I'm gonna just cut out the part, dude. I can't. After many hours, I have finally done it. I have fixed the character and I'm ready to showcase it. Now, look at the time, please, and please just appreciate how long I have been working on this, alright? I had to restart my computer twice in order to just get a proper recording of the, recording, I mean, to just get this to work. So please let it just work.
Greetings,
There.
hello, and welcome to my laboratory.
And
If
then
you are new to the instruments
here you gotta just
myself,
type.
my name is George Davis, and I will be your manager. Today is a very busy day, so we need to get straight to work. But before we do that, I need to check up on something. Well, I am done. Please don't touch anything. I will be back soon.
The game broke apart. The game broke apart so horribly that the theme just stopped playing. Like, this is how bad the lag is, but it doesn't matter because listen to what I managed to do. So basically, the way the character works is that it roams around until it sees you, and as soon as it sees you, it just says the, and as soon as it says that, it charges towards you and it catches you, and when it catches you, you're forced to type the into the text box, and as soon as you do that, you win. And you type that, and then the dude is just there. There's supposed to be an animation of him slowly fading away, but that broke, and I can't decode that because of the sheer amount of lag. So this is all we get for now, and I've coded the character into Gatto well. This has been the most painful part of this video to record, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this part of the video. Now let's move on to The conclusion. Well, the video is coming to an end now, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a fun ride at a bit of the action. This was a really fun video to make. I really enjoyed it. The only part I didn't enjoy was the fact that I recorded this outro and it was silent, so I had to re-record this, which is me recording it now, and I have to now re-render the video because I'm not editing the video by any means, but I have to like put the parts together to form the video because I didn't do this all in a row. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and would like to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. And if you do, I will continue making videos like this. In other cases, I also make gaming content about mostly horror games, but other games too you could suggest. And if you would like to see that, you could subscribe, turn on the notification if you would like to get notified. And yeah, bye bye.